This NFL Week 17 Picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog's hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $75 in bonus funds when you use the code SGPN.
Hey, it's Peyton Manning, and you're listening to SGPN. Let's ride.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man. San Diego Superchargers.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stuck in the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Cram?
Dog.
Happy holidays, Sean.
Happy holidays.
You know,
Merry Christmas.
You know I love holidays.
Yeah.
Where does the winter festivities / Christmas / New Year's fall for you? Holiday power rankings.
See, Christmas is it's right up there. I would say it's number one. Thanksgiving close second, and then 4th of July right there. New Year's Eve was more fun when you're young. When you're young, yes.
What's I would say like late high school through
college is pretty fun.
I was going to say through like 26. New Year's is awesome.
Yeah. When you're older, when you're married, New Year's not quite as fun as it used to be.
Also, you realize that nothing changes. It's just another day.
Well, yeah. To me, it was more just back in my hardcore partying days, or if you're single and you're trying to get laid, New Year's was a good opportunity. So
it was also kind of a clusterfuck of a holiday too. Well, just like the parties always ran super long. Almost, I would almost go contrarian to your take on. Like I feel like New Year's for single people is let's just say less average sex than an average reason to be excited, like a St. Patrick's Day or something like that.
Yeah, no, I feel like I did good work on New Year's Eve. You get the kiss. It's good for a house party. Like if you're going out, sometimes it's crazy, but yeah, no, New Year's Eve and Halloween are great nights to clean up as a single guy.
Halloween is I think Halloween's probably easily number one.
Kramer, I already saw a couple errors on the sheet, the pick sheet that I'm adjusting.
What do you mean?
Well, you had the kickoff wrong for your Jacksonville Jaguars. I had to correct that.
The time?
Yeah, you had the time incorrect.
There are some things I just didn't do yet. I was just going to clean that up as we go.
Okay.
I know because we only got 1 or 2 late games. I'm keenly aware of what's going on this weekend. If you'll notice, the numbers are correct. It's just the times were not.
Yes. So I'm correcting the time so
nice
we can get the sheet
let's talk. Let's speak out loud. Sean needs credit for his
No,
contributions.
I don't want you. You're the guy who's jagging off left and right. I don't want you to be having.
Of course, I know when the Jags play.
Well, the sheet begs the difference.
Again, the numbers were correct. The most important part.
You're gonna be at the game, the Raiders Giants game, correct?
Yeah. It's funny because
are you gonna have to go somewhere to watch the Jags game?
When the inception of this trip,
is there a Jags bar?
No, I've done plenty of research on. I'm really threading a needle. Cousin Mush will be out in Vegas with me, and the family will be there as well. And so I'm balancing do we do a pregame show? Do I even bother with a pregame show, or do I leave you be to do whatever you want? And try to get somewhere before the game starts, or do I do the pregame show and just kind of concede and say, okay, I'll settle on maybe not pushing everyone out the door early, but I'm going to find a place to eat breakfast down by the stadium that has sports TVs. So the short answer to your question is I will be somewhere that has games on. Now there are 7 football games on.
Yeah.
This in the early window. How many of them have true playoff implications? Not many. So God help me if I'm in a place where I can't see my precious Jags will be on the phone at minimum.
Duval.
I mean, here's what I want to know. Was there anyone else that predicted 13-4 out there?
CJ was right there with you.
other than CJ, who we collaborated on a lot of Jacksonville talk, but anyone else out there?
No, not that I know of. Again, my Jags, I didn't hear anyone really bagging on the Jags that much. I didn't. You and CJ were one of the few people I thought was super optimistic on the Jags. I think some people had them winning the division as it was kind of wide open. It's the AFC South, but certainly winning the AFC, which congrats on getting to the Super Bowl.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Right.
I don't know how far we're jagging off.
Well, here's what's weird is the majority of my investment in the Jags kind of ends at the end of the regular season. There's 1 seed investment, there's division investment, and of course there's the awards. But the most of the Jags investment past that is like exacta combinations, which God help me if the Bucs wake back up. Cause
someone had a thread going. I think any team getting in the NFC playoffs could win the NFC, and everyone's comment was the same as my instant reaction. Yeah, except whoever wins the NFC South. I think the NFC South winner, I would not be taking them to win the conference.
Yeah, I would say that the reason,
but every other team you could make like a decent case for. I think.
The reason I think you can include whoever that is in the same argument is that there are no world beaters. And if anything, the teams that will be hosting games for the most part have flaws. And you can run down the list and point at a team and say, give out a glaring flaw. And so are the flaws of the Bucs more?
Yes,
probably. Yeah. But that doesn't mean they can't. It's one game. It's a combination of one game.
I think they could win one game, but I don't think they're. I would need like 200 to 1 to consider the Bucs to win the NFC.
Yeah, no, I think because there's no world beater team that they're very much alive.
Yeah, I disagree with that. I don't think they're alive at all, and I don't think the Panthers are alive at all. All the other teams though, you could talk me. I mean, what do you think their current conference odds are, Ryan?
The Bucs?
Yeah.
I mean, I would be shocked if they were longer than like 35.
They're 27 to 1. Panthers are 80 to 1.
Well, again, that's basically 2x or like 2.5x. And that's, right now the odds, essentially the Panthers, we'll get to it, but the games don't mean a ton this week relative. I mean, kind of, but not really. And it comes down to the next week game, which what's the projected line?
Yeah, I don't know.
6 and 5 Bucs laying 5. So that money line price is probably the difference in the derivative. But this price.
Game this week does matter because if the Bucs lose and the Panthers win, they clinch the division.
Yes,
but you don't think that's even possible?
I'm just purely going off of point spreads.
Okay,
but like based on the probability of the outcomes this week, I think we'll be looking at them.
Yeah, Carolina's a 7-point dog. Tampa Bay a 5.5 point favorite, but I don't know. Panthers have shown up as dogs. We'll get to that game.
I'm just saying the fact I was making more of the point that next week's game will be the meaningful thing that decides the outcome, and that's why we're seeing the Bucs so much shorter than the Panthers.
Yeah, I guess I was just a little surprised that 27 to 1 to 80 to 1. Either way, those are the only two teams I don't think can win the conference. Every other. So okay. you like the Bucs to go on a run?
I don't think there's a single team. I was going through it this morning. I was on. I did a radio show this morning, and we kind of did the TMZ, like going through the playoff teams and talking about can they or can't they?
Yeah.
And I think you can make it. I think my point is you can make a case why every team can't, and just based on that, stopping right there, to me that makes every team live. Because if every team has a flaw that can be exploited, that means the other team that they're playing can exploit that flaw. And I understand that the Bucs are definitely further back in that train.
No, I mean they're the longest odds for a reason. But to me, it's just that defense and how poorly Baker's been playing.
But then I can talk myself into a single game where I'm like, okay,
a single game, and
the Todd Bowles game plan, okay, yeah. No, so I think all 14 teams in my mind will be live to represent in the Super Bowl when we get to the playoffs.
Okay, don't see that.
I don't. So you think this? So are you saying that about the AFC too? Then Are you putting the Steelers to the side? Like they would be the equivalent.
I guess taking a quick look at who's in the AFC. Yeah, the AFC I could see it, but I don't. Again, of all the teams in the playoffs, the only one who is definitely not making it to the Super Bowl is the NFC South division winner. That's the only one I'm eliminating.
If it's the Panthers, they could be getting Hunt back on the offensive line. There's talk about activating his.
They're
window.
just not going. The NFC South winner is not going to go on the road and win enough games. So,
I mean, I think that's likely, but I'm not willing to rule it out. So you have 13 of 14. I have 14 of 14. It's gonna be a wild playoff.
Yeah, no, I do think it's super wide open.
I feel like an average year we're talking more like 5 or 6.
Yeah, well, the wild card teams are usually shittier, but I mean, look at the wild card teams this year. It's going to be teams like the Texans, teams like the Rams, maybe Seattle, maybe the Chargers. These are all teams that are pretty highly rated, and even in the power rankings.
I kind of think it's not about them being being better than typical. I think it's the top, the base. Like the good teams are way. Maybe both, right? Maybe the wild card teams are better and the top teams are even worse, and that's why they're all smashed together.
Yeah,
will be interesting to see what some of these point spreads, because we also have some teams that the market has been quite stubborn with, and one of those teams, Sean, the we'll talk about them shortly. The Denver Broncos, basically not being downgraded at all, being upgraded after that loss to the Jags in the market, from what I can tell. That makes no sense. All right. You want to talk anything else you want to get off?
No. Well, just going back to the Raiders game, Ryan, do you realize you're going to be witnessing history, NFL history, live in front of your very eyes?
Well, anytime you're at a game, you're witnessing NFL history.
Okay. You like your technicalities, but this is the first game in the Super Bowl era between teams that have both lost at least 9 games in a row.
Nice.
That's kind of crazy.
Well, I think having the extra game in the schedule.
Sure. Yes.
Can we get an asterisk next
two
to
teams who have lost 9 games in a row squaring off for the first time
for the first pick
in Super Bowl history. The Mendoza Bowl, they're calling it.
One team definitely seems to be trying harder than the other team.
Well, yeah, definitely.
All right, you want to talk about the games on Christmas?
Sure, let's go.
Will the NBA eventually cancel their Christmas Day games now that the NFL has arrived? And by the way, there will be some that will point out that the games are really bad on Christmas Day. And I would say, I dare you to find, first of all, find me the other football games.
Bowl games are scared. They don't want any piece of it. College football playoffs, they don't want any piece of it.
College basketball is not playing on Christmas. They've cleared the way. They understand who's king, and regardless of who's starting at quarterback, we still have a division rivalry between the Dallas Cowboys, Washington Redskins / football team / Commanders. Again, slides by Colby. Dallas laying 7 on the road here. 51 is the total. Sean, money line for the dog, the home dog, plus 280.
Dog.
So the storyline, well, there's only a couple things really to point out. One, we think it's going to be Josh Johnson at quarterback for the Commanders, correct?
Does seem like that, yeah.
Well,
I don't think Marcus Mariota is practicing.
Yeah, Josh Johnson, who has the the record for most franchises suited up for, most franchises played quarterback for. And he has a couple spring football stints in there as well. Sean, Josh, what's fun about Josh Johnson is he was, if you remember all the way back when he joined the league.
I'm looking at his Pro Football Reference page is hilarious. 2019 did not play San Diego Fleet, Alliance of American Football. Not only is he played, for all these NFL teams, but leagues. He's got the Alliance of American Football and the XFL.
You're looking at it, but who drafted Josh Johnson?
Tampa Bay Bucs. I think Gruden did.
John Gruden. He was one of John Gruden's pet quarterback projects.
Better fucking execution.
He probably heard that a lot.
Hell of a career here. Also with the Washington, they seem to be in the tank mode. I don't know how exactly to describe what's happening. It's very awkward. Jaden Daniels healthy enough to practice, but not playing.
They're in a weird in between where it did feel like watching that Eagles game, like the Commanders were trying. Dan Quinn with some, questionable decisions on whether or not to go for it, but he did that last year in the NFC Championship game. I didn't get a full sense that any of these guys were quitting, and I do think, Marcus Mariota had jacked up his hand. Could he maybe play through it? Yeah, maybe. I mean, if this was the playoffs, is Marcus Mariota out there? Probably.
No, he's not on the playoff team. That's a crazy scenario you just created.
But he did have a playoff win at Arrowhead. This is interesting because I've seen some teams that have completely quit with their play calling, with their effort. I don't think this. I don't put Washington in that pile quite yet.
Now, do they have?
Now they might not have the talent.
Will they get a bump with Josh Johnson out there?
I don't know. I mean, he came in cold. He seemed kind of confused. Also, the Eagles do have a good defense. But that being said, now again, I don't like that he's coming in cold with a short week to prepare. But on the other side,
they didn't have they have a less short week.
Yes, they do have an extra day to prep, considering the Cowboys played on Sunday. And I think that does make a difference. We have a couple of these games where it's a Saturday to Thursday or whatever. And I think that extra day, especially late in the season, does make a difference. Cowboys, let's not bury the lead, Ryan, 32nd in defensive DVOA. The Chargers, who could not get Justin Herbert anytime at all to throw the football, they just carved him up. And
Herbert looked great.
Oh my God. I was listening to the guys on the Underdog Fantasy Show, and Hayden Winks goes, well, so they have they take turns watching the games, and then the other guy was saying yeah, Herbert played a great game. He goes, look at this, the expected sack percentage, and he didn't even take one sack. I can't wait to just get a nice cup of coffee and watch this film. The fantasy community is just rock hard for Justin Herbert, who. Yes, it was his first good game in a while, at least, judging by some of these stats. It's just hilarious the excuses they make for old Herbie. We'll get to that game because he's going up against a team which really had his number in the playoffs. Again, none of it was his fault. Going back to this game, we mentioned on the prop show, I think Debo could have a game. I think Treylon Burks, who he's kind of a fun ladder play because this Cowboys secondary is trash. And I think Washington will be up enough for this game. Also, quick sidebar: Trevon Diggs said he got a concussion in the summer trying to help install a TV that ended up falling on his head. So that was a fun off-season story there.
That's what happens when you don't. I mean, I'm guessing there was a ladder involved. This is what happens when you don't use OSHA certified ladders. And that's also what's the point of sharing that story?
Yeah, I don't know.
What's wrong with the youth of America that you would be okay sharing that failure? You got a concussion doing what? First of all, how'd you know you got the concussion? What do you want to self-report?
Yeah, does his house come with a blue tent like Devontae Adams having the built-in Taco Bell?
Oh, wow.
Does Trevon Diggs have just a blue tent that he can? I mean, if commercials had any balls, they would have a blue tent concussion. Way back in the day, I had a commercial parody on Sean's Sports Show about how you could order your own blue concussion tent. It was pretty great.
How we've grown a lot. So last thing, or a couple more things to note here. Everyone is betting the Cowboys because how can you possibly bet on the Commanders here, going from Mariota to Josh Johnson? I would make my hot take would be: are we sure there's any difference between? I know Marcus Mariota has shown us times of being okay,
competent.
He's also not that good.
Yeah.
And in some ways profiles very similar to Josh Johnson in that he's a vet who's seen it all and understands how to get his legs going when things are looking dire. So obviously I'll be on the points. Love a good public or fading a public favorite, taking an unpopular dog here with the Commanders. And my normal take on holiday games is, and we saw this come somewhat true on Thanksgiving, that it's a pain in the ass to be the home team hosting holiday stuff and a football game. But we're talking about situations where you have teams that are no longer in the playoffs. And so this is a different kind of situation. And I think for most in the football world, if you're getting these reps down the stretch, you're probably going to be looking for a contract after the year. So this is a get paid holiday. Commanders +7. Are we playing the money line, Sean?
Yeah, I think they're live. I'm certainly not playing the Cowboys, Kramer. Give me the Washington Commanders +7. Probably not my favorite money line dog at the slate.
I heard Follow the Money having this conversation because I believe it's half of the Circa Survivor pool has to choose between Minnesota and Washington for their life.
For their survivor.
That's what I mean. For their life.
No wonder some of the guys didn't want to chop.
If I knew that I didn't have this predicament and everyone else did, oh my goodness.
Well, it makes it tough to hedge, even if you're getting a huge credit line. If you're hedging the opposite way at -350, that's pretty annoying.
What is your choice in that literal gun to your head scenario?
Yeah, I think I would have to go Washington. We'll get to the Lions Vikings game here in a second.
You know what no one's talking about? The Cowboys are not in the playoffs.
No.
Their first game after not being in the playoffs against the Chargers wasn't the best showing. I mean,
they got shut out in the second half. And now you have to kick off
rivalry game,
10 a.m.
rivalry game.
The Redskins always get up for these games against the Cowboys.
Yeah. Some would say, I think some old school fans would argue that this is the big. I've heard Cowboys fans argue with me that this is the biggest rivalry in the division for them, which I thought was strange because Washington was dog shit for a very long time.
Shout out to Olan, loser of the tattoo fantasy league, who is he has to get the tattoo now from the SGPN tattoo fantasy league. So congrats, I guess, Olan. Yes, there's a lot of discussion of the tramp stamp as a tattue option for.
I
Olan.
think Olan secretly wants the tramp stamp.
Why not? Why not? Let people know you're a true DJ.
What a funny thing if the tramp stamp was taken over by DGen culture and it became a dude thing. Because my college experience was very different. All right, next up we're talking Detroit, Minnesota on Christmas. The slide is possibly off. The slide is off. Colby was nice enough to create these before he went Christmas shopping. The line has since moved to 7. So we're gonna pick it at Detroit laying 7 -350 on the money line. Minnesota +290. 44.5 is the total. I mean, again, I think there's compelling reasons to take the dogs in each one of these holiday games, but Detroit isn't dead. And there's a 0% chance you're going to convince Dan Campbell that they don't have a great shot to make the playoffs because it hasn't happened yet. I don't know if there was a brief exchange where Dan Campbell looked completely befuddled as to the idea that they are a long shot to make the postseason. This week, we got a game against the Vikings. Okay. Got it. So I do believe that while they're banged up a little bit, Amon-Ra, keep an eye on that. He's banged up. It based on the last time we thought he might not go on a short week and he went, I'm going to say he ends up suiting up. He's a tough guy. And they're going against Max Brosmer.
Yes. JJ McCarthy. Turns out he did have a hairline fracture.
All right. We got to talk about this. So the tone when Kevin O'Connell shared that all I know is that the x-rays are negative, like almost like frustrated. I don't know what's wrong to today. And I don't want to get this one wrong. Let me pull up my note here. Cause he did a couple things that I like to catch up on. One, when coaches use the word very multiple times, what did he say? He said that, they got new, it was like new information came to light. Upon further imaging, he does have a very small hairline fracture on his hand, but we are not expecting him to play this week. I don't understand the tone he takes with this kid always.
There's a weird dynamic. It does feel almost like
soccer
tough.
mom.
Oh no, I was going to say the opposite.
Oh no,
I think he's pretty tough on him when he's going out of his way to insult his footwork in press conferences. When they ask him about injury updates and you're telling the guy's mechanics, that I think is like he's trying to send a message via the media to JJ to get his shit together.
Interesting. Okay, that's I was kind of more taking it. It seems like whenever he's talking about JJ, he's softening up his message.
Well, yeah, it's a weird dynamic.
It's like he's
very
mean.
defensive about.
Yeah.
Well, I think he realizes he fucked up. You could have had Sam Darnold be your quarterback. You did not need to run him out of town. Give JJ another year to develop virtually, or maybe even analog as a backup. Instead, you push Sam Darnold out the door, who's now what? What was it, Kramer? Like back to back, or the only quarterback 12 wins?
Yeah, only quarterback in NFL history to win back to back, to have back to back 12 win seasons with different teams, which on some level proves it's a little bit the quarterback.
Shout out to Dominic the Donkey in the chat saying, "No, soccer moms can be tough." Signed, European D-Jet. So maybe, I mean, yeah, if you're talking about European soccer moms who are probably there with the mates lighting Molotov cocktails, burning down the stadium. I saw whatever, it was one of those like soccer teams that gets relegated, Ryan.
Yeah.
And their team went from like level 3, whatever, to 4. And they just lit the stadium on fire. Man, those guys love ball. Hats off to you.
It is.
Imagine if the Giants held their team accountable.
But it would well, I would love if sports teams were held accountable in the same way. Imagine if you're like a fan of an SEC team and they get relegated to the fucking Sun Belt.
Oh yeah.
Imagine how bad
some SEC teams were close with like showing up with the pitchforks.
I'm just saying, if Auburn got relegated to the Sun Belt, there would be some violence.
Yeah.
If Alabama had to go play in the Sun Belt for a season, there would be some violence.
They should make the
imagine LSU. Oh my god,
they should do that in the SEC. I mean, we're constantly realigning conferences anyway. Why not make last place in the SEC? You're out of the SEC, and then you can come back.
Smart, we have our Power 4, right? Each conference they partner with a lower, and again, there's a lot of elements to European soccer that would work in college football. Anyway, I would 100% vote for that. You know who wouldn't vote for that? Greg Sankey. I don't think he would like that plan at all.
Yeah, my take is just starting with Brosmer, getting prepared on a short week. I think that's going to be tough for him. Max Brosmer 6 quarters so far, sucked. Only 3 points. He did make a couple throws against the Giants, but that's the Giants defense now.
No, he made 1 throw, and Justin Jefferson made a awesome catch, bringing it in out of bounds.
Penei Sewell was complaining about having to play on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Wah. I mean, we have to work on Christmas. I'm going to be watching these games, Penei Sewell. You don't hear me complaining. I think going back to the Lions off a loss, this is it's tough because this Lions defense is pretty rough. Them as a 7-point road division favorite on a short week is troubling, because I watched the Steelers team come up with a game plan and Jaylen Warren smash it down their throat. Now Jordan Mason is banged up. They're not ruling him out, but I do think it is a good spot for Aaron Jones. That's certainly a little concerning. That being said, you know, Goff and Dan Campbell historically have been pretty good off a loss. And again, I'm just going to fade Max Brosmer on a short week.
So worth noting, and something else I picked up in the press conference, which again, if you listen to the prop show, I brought up Xavier Scott.
What about CJ Ham, Ryan?
CJ Ham's a fullback.
Okay. But do you think he could get in the end zone? 20-1 maybe?
Yeah. I've seen conversations about, I mean, sure. Anytime you want to play a fullback, I'm not going to tell you no, but what I am going to tell you is that there was some conversation, like they're not ruling Jordan Mason out, but I don't think he's going to play. They also talked about how Aaron Jones was gutting it out last week. So I really don't know how healthy he is. I know you took him in the prop show, but since we recorded that show, the more that I've dug in, the more than depending on how the game goes, I could see versions of the game where maybe he's not given his normal workload because he is gutting it out, and we'd see more Xavier Scott in that case. But as much as I would love to take the dog here, I think I have to take the Lions. The tone from Campbell is very much, we're going to fuck this team up. Now I know that often leads to the opposite.
Yeah. Well, this is the first time.
This is a very public side, like massively chalky side with the Lions. We're with all the people.
First time they've lost back-to-back games since 2022.
And that didn't happen with Ben Johnson as the coordinator, but with Dan Campbell as the coordinator.
Oh, look out. He's finally getting some criticism for his constantly going for it, which is just for a guy who is a Nick Sirianni, a backer and fan. It is hilarious, like how much shit Nick Sirianni gets compared to Dan Campbell as far as coaching.
Well, Dan Campbell's more likable. I think that's purely just that.
Oh yeah, no. But there's a big dearth in results. Whereas I think once Nick Sirianni wins another Super Bowl or multiple Super Bowls, then maybe he gets the Belichick thing where it's like an asshole, but you have to tip his hat. He's not quite there yet, even though if you look at his win percentage. So I was doing comparing his win percentage with Phil Jackson, right? Neck and neck right now. No, I'm saying
Did Phil Jackson coach football? Did I miss that?
No, we were just comparing Phil Jackson to. There was some talk.
You make fun of me and CJ jagging off. What is this exercise?
Well, the Jags aren't actually your team, which makes it. That's really what makes it funny.
We're rooting for our futures, our great CLV.
So you've given up on the Giants. That's fine.
Well, the Giants can't make the playoffs, Sean.
No.
Okay.
No. But we knew that going into the season.
Okay. And I made some great prognostications on the Jags.
Okay.
I'll make a note for next year. Cannot have any positive CLV or touts for other teams next year.
No,
or I'll ask you if you've left the Eagles.
It's no, Ryan. It's one thing to be rooting for your bets or whatever, but clearly you've entered another.
What do you mean? I have a tremendous amount of money on this Jag situation.
You barely root for your bets. I'm out of all the stuff this season. The most reaction I've seen from you was that Jags Broncos.
That's not true.
100%.
It's not true.
How would you know?
I mean, maybe that's your opinion, but you're just doing that for the show.
No, I would never do a bit for the show.
No, never.
No,
never.
Give me another game where you were reacting. No, Jackson,
I've had a lot of good
reacting to Jackson Dart's concussion tent stuff. That was probably your biggest reaction. Close second was Jags Broncos.
Okay. And there's a lot of money that game. Now, obviously the Patriots, the Ravens shitting the bed with the Patriots put a damper on a lot of that, but the swing, I mean, we're talking about a $25,000 swing when it comes to the future value, the division parlays.
All right. Enough jagging off. Give me the Detroit Lions laying the 7, Ryan. We're going to be honest. Call this at 7.
Are we teasing it too?
They could be teasable. Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of had a note from last year. I don't know why, but I said no more teasers on holidays. So maybe I'm going to not tease this one.
Yeah. There's better spots on the board.
Yeah. But Dan Campbell, as he says, they're going to keep breathing as long as they're alive.
Great insight.
Kind of. Also, you're breathing when you're alive. It's kind of a confusing statement. Denver Broncos. And man, if you left yourself with Denver in Circus Survivor, you have to be feeling pretty good because they're taking the Kansas City Chiefs on in Kansas City on the road. And 80% of the folks are betting on them laying 13 points. Sean, that's crazy. -900 on the money line. Chiefs plus 625 and a very preseason total of 36.5. So let's real quick. We knew Gardner Minshew was the starter last week, correct? Yes.
Yes.
We would have known on the look ahead that he would have been the starter, correct? What would you have guessed the look ahead in this was, or maybe you already know?
No, I don't. 9.5.
6.5.
Wow.
I don't think Gardner Minshew to anyone, let alone Chris Oladukin, should be 7 points, roughly 6.5 points. Sean.
No, I mean this is interesting.
That's crazy.
Well, you get Oladokin making his first NFL start. I hate that this is on a short week for. And part of the reason we faded, or at least for me, part of the reason I was against Quinn Ewers was, well, one, I watched Quinn Ewers in preseason and did not feel great about it. But again, making your first NFL start on a short week, that, and this is a really short week because the Chiefs obviously just played on Sunday, as did the Broncos, but Broncos lot of continuity. So this could completely unravel for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now the counter is you get Andy Reid, who is obviously a decent offensive mind, can certainly probably design some stuff here. And this Denver Broncos team has struggled to put away bad teams. Now, one of the times they did put away a bad team was coming off a loss where they put away the Cincinnati Bengals. They're a tough team to kind of rate coming off a loss because they hadn't had many losses. They only had 2 losses. They were both early. It was that weird Colts game with the leverage situation. And so, yeah, I kind of think the play here is the Chiefs, although it doesn't feel great to back the Chiefs, but the Chiefs are on a 7-game ATS losing streak. My ears perk up anytime I ever hear historical dog, right? This is the biggest, I think, by a lot of metrics, Chiefs underdog spot all time. Like, you got to go back to some of the 70s games. Like, I was looking at like the times the Chiefs have been double-digit dogs at home. It's like 3 or 4 times all time. Now I
believe at 13.5. This is
the biggest. Yeah. Okay.
I think that's what when you hear someone say that, they would have gotten that nugget when the line was 13.5.
Most recent example of a Chiefs big home dog, you go to 2011. They were 11-point home dogs. Aaron Rodgers versus Kyle Orton. No way Kyle Orton gets the cover against Aaron Rodgers coming to town. Casey actually won outright 19-14. Certainly the Chiefs have some injuries in the secondary. They're dealing with concussions at the receiver position. And again, Bo Nix off a loss. He's been decent in that spot, 6-3 ATS. This is a division game. This is Christmas. There's pride to be had. And yeah, Denver needs the game, but they don't need to win by 13 points. I just struggle to see. And I think you mentioned on the prop show where, maybe Sean Payton puts it in cruise control a little bit with some of the game plan. I think they might have a very conservative game plan with the idea of like, hey, the only way we don't win this game is if we turn the ball over, if we let Bo Nix mess this up, and that would lead itself to a very conservative game plan, which would benefit the Chiefs, who are playing with nothing to lose and are getting 13 points in a division game. The more I say this aloud, I think you kind of got to take the Chiefs. It's weird. These are all division games, all big spreads, but I will go KC here, Ryan, plus 13. What are you doing?
All right, there's 3 things I have.
Okay.
1, we've seen Sean Payton before not bring the A game plan.
Yeah.
I have the personal theory that Bo Nix now, while Bo Nix has made some great throws, I complimented him a lot after that Packers game. When he doesn't have the A game plan and they're not scheming these guys open, he often does make very bad plays. I'm going to keep citing that first Raiders game. Again, another divisional game. I also think that there is going to be some show of solidarity with the fan base being fucking pissed about this Arrowhead thing. I mean, Colby was near tears on the college show. And have you seen the outlash and the Chiefs? People are not, I mean, the majority of people.
Do you think that's good?
Yeah.
Cause you could read it both ways.
Well,
because hey, you want to move the stadium? Chiefs have been eliminated. Fuck it. I'm not going to that game. Couldn't you see it that way too?
Or you could realize that this is probably the last time you're going to see Travis Kelce, and maybe
okay, I like that angle.
Like there's some angles here where. Well, I also read some posts about people are like they want to make a show in the stadium on national TV on Netflix about how unhappy the Chiefs fans are.
Oh, so they're going to show up and they're going to bring some signs.
I think there's going to be some signs. I think there's going to be some T-shirts. I think there's going to be some costumes. I also think that from what I can tell, again, I spent some times in the Chiefs subreddit. Chiefs fans do not like Broncos fans. That comment that Sean Payton made about small market team in Jacksonville, I get the sense that the Kansas City fan views the Bronco fan as the fan that sticks their nose up in the air and talks down to the Chiefs fans. So there certainly was some fan chatter in there that makes me think they fucking hate each other. And third, I like a 28-year-old who's been on the team for 3 years.
Okay.
Has when he came in the game last week, I don't. Now this might be a hot take, but I'm going to say he gave them an equal chance as Gardner Minshew because of his mobility. And the number one thing that I have concerns about this Chiefs team right now is the offensive line. So I like the fact that he can scamper around a little bit. And the last thing I'll repeat, Sean Payton has repeatedly brought B game plans when his arrogant ass doesn't think he's going to need it. The game doesn't fucking matter.
You said last point, but that's the point you started on.
I said I was going to repeat myself. I understand they're going for the 1 seed.
Yeah, but you can win this game.
The Chargers game next week is the way more important game. I think we get a B game plan. I think Oladukin's passing ladder, if you missed the prop show, goes all the way to the moon. And I'm taking the points, Sean. I'm playing the money line in this one. This is an absolute money. You know what? Just let's put it on the board. Washington. Let's just go with a Redskins Chiefs themed parlay, a Native American parlay on Christmas.
What would that pay?
I can price it out real quick.
Ryan, that sounds like give me the Chiefs as well, plus 13. Kramer also Chiefs plus 13.
Well, Chiefs are plus 750 by themselves. Well, what do we give out? What are we talking about it out of the circus? 625. So I'm actually finding a much better money line here at plus 750. So plus 750 and roughly 30-1.
Oh, could be a nice little stocking stuffer. Hey Ryan, maybe I'm going to build that as a combo over on Kalshi.
What's that?
Right. Download the Kalshi app where you can combo different predictions in the sports market, including predictions like the Chiefs to win, comboed with the Washington team to win as well. That sounds like a fun combo if I ever heard one. Ryan, we also have a request in the chat to play the point spread song. So while I'm talking about Kalshi, if you could make sure we have that ready for the end of the show.
Do we want to play it at the end or in the middle? Close it out with the point spread.
Yeah,
song?
of course. We can't play a song in the middle.
What do you mean intermission? Okay. All right, guys. If you need to piss, now is a good time.
We're not at the movies, right? Again, Kalshi gets started today, and of course, new traders, you get $20 in your account only when you use our promo code SGPN. Terms and conditions apply. That's Kalshi, KALSHI, promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. The Rhythm is gonna betcha. Picks, prop, sides, total. Rhythm has it all. Rhythm continues to deliver. Rhythm on a nice run here. This is they just continue to be great plays with some of their models, and of course, you can build your own model with Rhythm. They're Rhythm 6-0 on Quinshon Judkins unders, up 6 units. 23-13 on tight end overs, up 9.25 units. 34-15 on running back unders. And so again, this time of year, it's good to fire up Rhythm. Good any time of year, honestly. And you can track your picks that you build with your own models for a chance to win $1,000. If you want to go premium, you can get 25% off with the promo code SGPN25. But get started today for free. Download the Rhythm app, RITHMM. Use that promo code SGPN25.
All right, let's move off Christmas. Nice triple header. And we're jumping to Saturday, where we also get the privilege of. I mean, they saw that college bowl games slate, and they said we got to put some real games on Saturday.
Yeah,
Houston Texans, Los Angeles Chargers, and this was like a full flex weekend. There was a pool of like 8 games that could have been flexed into Saturday. I know that because the Raiders and Giants were one of them. Never had a shot, but Houston and the Chargers. I mean, this is game between 2 playoff teams. 2 p.m. on the West Coast in SoFi Stadium. Chargers are laying 2, -132 on the money line. Texans plus 112. 39.5 is the total. I think you can look at what happened last week between the Texans and the Raiders in 2 ways. One, you can say, well, they just that was a clear look ahead spot.
Yeah,
they have a bit more important game on a short week against the Chargers. Or you could say, well, this is still a Texans team that on offense has moments of just like looking strangely bad, And I wonder,
had a sword a little bit. Yeah, definitely.
And I wonder if we didn't just see them kind of come back to earth a little bit. They had been riding very high. They also were wearing those disgusting red jerseys. They should never wear those again. Chargers have the same thing we talked about with the Broncos looking ahead, where they have a very, very big game at home coming up against the Denver Broncos for the division. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I took a look at this. Now it is a Herbie revenge game, and Harbaugh has done pretty well historically in revenge spots. 9-4-1 ATS with the Chargers and Herbert, and basically, playing a team again after they beat you. Of course, Texans intercepted Justin Herbert 4 times in a playoff game. In case you forgot about that. But Herbert has struggled historically against teams who are above 500. 9, as the Texans were in the playoffs. 9-15 straight up against teams who are above 500. But he's been better this year. 3-2. He's So I think this, to me, I think the Chargers have been playing with fire here to a certain degree, because they've been getting away with not having much of an offensive line and still being able to hang around in these games. You saw what they did against the Eagles. Like, the Eagles dominated that game on the defensive line of scrimmage. They sacked him like 6-7 times. Herbert was running all over the place. They got 5 turnovers. They survived. They won. Then the next game, similar kind of thing where they don't look great, but they still get the win against the Chiefs. I guess, again, help eliminate the Chiefs. And then last week they played a really bad defense where it's like, okay, we don't have to worry about our offensive line being an issue. Now the Texans defense, you do have to worry about this. And I think motivation wise, I think they're both pretty similar, because they have, Texans are playing for the division. Chargers are as well. The Chargers might have added juice here if somehow the Chiefs upset the Broncos. But for the most part, I just think this Texans defense against this Chargers offensive line is a mismatch. And I think they know how to play Herbert. So I'm taking the Texans as a dog. Yeah, all those 3 games I just mentioned, Herbert was doing it as a dog. It's a little bit it's a little different here as a favorite. So I'll take the Texans as a dog. They've been great in that spot.
So I do kind of think the Chargers will have the crowd here.
No.
You think a lot of Texans fans will be traveling for the holiday?
I don't. Sure, they'll have the crowd, but I don't.
So on a neutral, are you saying this is close to a pick?
I don't have much home field advantage for the Chargers, even against the Texans.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to lay it with the Chargers. I think.
Oh, of course.
I think they've figured some stuff out. I think they. Why do you say of course?
Oh, you don't like CJ Stroud, so you're always going to be against CJ Stroud.
He's on true.
Your anti guy.
I've been on the Texans multiple times this year, and I do respect their defense. I'm not sure that I'm going to. Right now, as much as you love to hate, and it's funny you're telling me I'm a hater of CJ Stroud as you're picking against Justin Herbert.
No, I picked Herbert last week.
I know. I just made the same point about myself and CJ.
No,
Stroud.
I'm going back. I haven't seen you take Houston very often.
That's not true.
I'm back to week 13, and I haven't seen a Houston.
Well, I haven't
yet.
liked him in a spot recently, and I don't like him in this spot.
You did take him against Daniel Jones.
Thank you. I
get the case for the Chargers,
but I think the main thing that I've seen, and while the Cowboys have not been a good defense by any stretch of the imagination, they've been better against the run than the pass. And I think the Chargers having Hampton now back, I think the run game is giving them a little bit of assistance on that offensive line. And more importantly, Herbert, who cares? I know you hate him, but he is playing out.
He's playing very well.
He's playing out of his mind. There's some YOLO ball, so maybe he turns the ball over here, and that ends up being.
Out of his mind is, a little like, I think that's a
relative. I mean, with knowing what we know about his offensive line, I think he's having a tremendous season. He could end up with the 1 seed, Sean. They're not dead on the 1 seed conversation.
No, but I'm saying playing out of his mind. 12 of 26 for a touchdown interception. That's not playing
He's
out of his mind.
managing out of his mind.
Okay, sure. If you want to say that, again, I'm giving him credit by saying he's doing what it takes to win. But 15 of 20 for 151. If Jalen Hurts was 10 of 18 for 81 yards and lost by 29 points, he would be criticized.
I thought I was talking to someone about. I thought I was talking to a wins matter person.
No.
Okay. So
did you miss me saying I was?
Yeah,
saying,
but you're bringing it to Jalen Hurts for some reason.
No. I'm saying I think he deserves credit.
Yeah.
But playing out of his mind statistically, no.
Okay, this is very confusing.
What's confusing about it?
You're.
I don't think he's playing out of his mind. I think he's doing good with what he has. But to me, when you're 12 of 26 for 139 yards, that's not playing out of your mind. And you throw a pick, 19 to 29 for 210, a touchdown interception. Yeah, you're playing fine and you're playing winning football, and you deserve credit. But playing out of your mind, Trevor Lawrence, save that for Trevor Lawrence, Ryan. That was playing out of your mind.
I think you just those are the two hottest quarterbacks in the NFL.
That is an insane take.
I just think what Herbert's offensive line's not good, not good at all. I'm not making excuses for him. I'm not. It's not an excuse. I'm just saying that's what leads me to believe that he's playing very well. Is that he's got a tremendously bad offensive line situation, and he's still leading this team to victories and to an insanely good season. The running game has been inconsistent. Nothing's been good on that offense outside of Herbert, game in and game out. And
Gadsden's been good. The receivers have been good.
They've had some, a receiver pops his head up and then goes away.
Sure.
I'm just saying that Herbert's been very good this year, and that's why I'm laying the points with the Texans.
All right, we'll see how he does against this Texans defense, which has his number. Well, Ryan, I mean, we saw a similar thing with Sam Darnold, where some teams know how to play other guys.
Okay, I'll concede that his number is had by a team he doesn't play twice a year.
Yeah. It's fair.
All right, moving along. Game number 2 on Saturday, the nightcap. Big game for both of these franchises. The Baltimore Ravens head to Green Bay to take on the Packers. Packers are laying 2.5. Totals 40.5. Ravens are plus 125 dogs. We expect the quarterback situation.
2.5.
What did I say?
25.
Plus, I meant to say plus 125 dollars.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. There, or maybe I did, and you.
Maybe I missed it.
The Ravens we expect to have not Lamar Jackson. What are your thoughts on the both teams? What are your thoughts on the quarterback situation?
Jordan Love will be starting. You heard that here first.
That's why we're playing this game. So if it's Jordan Love, Lamar Jackson, this is the line, right?
I think this is a Jordan Love, Tyler Huntley line, actually. But and I don't know if the market feels a major difference.
I disagree. Here's why.
Okay.
The consensus market rankings have Green Bay 7, Baltimore 8, but they're basically right next to each other. Slight difference in favor of Green Bay. That would lead me to believe that this number is with both of them having their starters or both of them having their backups in, but not one or the other, like not with Jordan Love and Tyler Huntley. I would expect it to be a much bigger number.
Okay. So when Tyler Huntley's announced the starter, you think this gets out to 3.5 or 4 points?
At least.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I love the Packers because I
don't you think so?
I think
if this was Malik Willis, Tyler Huntley, I would expect.
I would think Tyler Huntley. I think this would be like a pick.
Oh, really? Malik Willis versus Tyler Huntley. I would make Green Bay by 3.
Okay. Yeah, I think the market likes Tyler Huntley more than you do, but I think Tyler Huntley's going to be playing, and I think Jordan Love's going to be playing.
So I would make that almost 6.5.
Okay. Then I'm going to be locking up Green Bay because I don't think I'm going to be very surprised if Lamar plays. If he does play, I don't think he's going to be 100%. He's a guy historically who has not played through injury. Famously opted out of a playoff game.
Hard to argue with that.
I think he's been dealing with injuries the entire season. Hamstring. He missed illnesses, foot, ankle. I still don't know what the official injury was. A back contusion? You get a bruise on your back and you're knocked out of a primetime must-win game? I'm sorry, that's not a guy who's going to be overcoming an injury on a short week. And the Packers have an extra day of rest. The Packers are coming off a Saturday game where they kind of did everything right and still lost the game. Again, the Bears clearly have a horseshoe up their ass, but the fact that Jordan Love got a limited practice today means they're going to clear him, at least for my interpretation. Yep. And the Ravens continue to just blow leads. This is the 15th blown lead since 2020, and I just don't think they're that good of a team. Honestly, I've been fading the Ravens pretty successfully for the majority of the season. I don't think Lamar Jackson is right. I think the Packers know how to slow down a physical running back in Derrick Henry. I think for the most part, they did a pretty good job bottling up the run game of the Bears. And yeah, I think this is Packers all the way here, especially now. As someone who's on Green Bay laying the 2.5, I'd almost rather see a injured Lamar out there than 100% Tyler Huntley, who can be frisky in spots, and I thought did a decentish job coming in that game. So
I thought maybe he'll be better with the practice. I thought it felt a little, once New England put the points up, it felt a little dead. They didn't seem to be able to throw the ball. They weren't using Derrick Henry. Maybe that changes.
Yeah, no, I think that was the bigger issue than Tyler Huntley in my mind.
They looked very dead to me, and so I guess I'm on Green Bay as well. It's very obvious to me because what we just discussed. I don't see how, and I'm with you. I think Jordan
Huntley only had one incompletion.
What was his line?
9 to 10 for 65. He had some balls where he's pushing it down the field.
I mean, that's yards per attempt there. It's 6.5. That's pretty low. I'm just saying, like there was some dink and dunk stuff. I didn't feel like the passing game was a threat.
I thought he played solid in relief, but
I think he's a solid quarterback. And in terms of why the Ravens didn't have him as the backup to start the year, that doesn't make any sense. That being said, if Green Bay starts stretching out the lead, I'm not going to have a ton of confidence in Tyler Huntley leading a high powered comeback. And so not only I'm taking the 2.5 now, this is actually, I might have to make a rare exception where I take some digital action on this before I get to Vegas, because I want to make sure I get this number short of 3. I'll tell you right now, if Jordan
trade this on couch here, as
Jordan Love plays and Tyler Huntley plays, and this is shorter than 6 points, this is like lock of the year. Green Bay needs this game like blood, and Baltimore is dead. Aren't they dead?
What do you mean? No, they need a.
I know they still have a path, but you just highlighted all over. I mean, Harbaugh's talking about how it's a very, very serious back contusion. It just seems like things are falling apart.
I think they're to your point. I think they've been kind of a dead team for a while. At least, just like the vibes are off this season, but they're very much alive in the playoff because they won't. The Steelers Browns are the following day, so Baltimore can win this and tell themselves, "Hey, we're still alive to win the division. All we need is Steelers to lose against the Browns, and then we can beat the Steelers last game of the year." But I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I think Green Bay loses this game, and there are some bad scenarios that can occur. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think Jordan Love is going to be laying 2.5 against Tyler Huntley. That's the main thing.
Okay. Yeah. We're both on the Packers laying the 2.5, and Mark in the chat pointing out he was in street clothes in record time. Lamar, like, it's a back bruise. How bad is, I mean, they did, I'll be honest. They did get a good sideline interview with Lamar.
I broke my back.
What do you mean by that?
My back is broken.
What a vertebrae or what portion?
Spinal.
I will say as I'll say two things here. One, I agree with you that I think Lamar has been dealing with something.
Yes,
for a while. I also think as someone who has had catastrophic lower back injury, I think there's like there's either you've experienced that or not. And so I could see a bad enough situate like bruise or whatever you want to call it, contusion causing you to miss a game. But I also think this is,
I don't know. I guess just watching that play and watching the replay, the guy's knee ran into your back.
Kind of like knee drops him, I guess. My
it didn't look like a bad injury.
But I'm saying my guess is that he maybe there's something pre-existent. Maybe it hasn't flared up in a long time, but I'm guessing some sort of mild structural damage caused there to be a nerve issue. Because then there's nothing you can really do about it. You just have to wait for the swelling to go down. But again, I also think there's plenty of evidence to suggest that Lamar doesn't want to play all the time. Harbaugh's been extremely frustrated with something. It just seems like this is all coming to an end, right? There's actual talk of Harbaugh maybe getting fired.
Yeah, Ryan. The Ravens just released their practice report.
Lamar on a Tuesday, so this is like a Wednesday. He didn't practice.
No practice for Lamar.
Yeah, I thought you were saying no to my prediction.
Well, I don't have a yes.
Yeah. I mean, but he hasn't practiced on a Wednesday all year. So
right, because he's been fucked up all year.
But that also but it's also a non-data point.
I didn't. I think it's still worth noting.
I'm with you. I think it's going to be Love versus Huntley. I can't imagine why the line would be 2.5 if that's the case.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be as high as you. I would take. You're saying.
I'll predict that it's 6.
Okay, I'll say 4.5.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's either way. We tons of value in the 2.5.
No, again, I love the Packers.
7 games on Sunday in the early slate. I'll be somewhere in Vegas watching this with my family. Hopefully, I mean, I guess I have to warn them about the Jacksonville thing ahead of time. I did send my wife the Jagwagon photo, so that did happen.
Your family doesn't know you've come out as a Jags fan yet?
No, that's what I was explaining. I've come out to the wife. I've shown her the Jagwagon photo. I've explained the situation. She did spend a lot of time in Florida, so she understands the Jags culture. 10 a.m. on the West Coast, game 1 in the early window. Arizona Cardinals, Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals laying 7 at home here, -340 on the money line. Arizona plus 280, 53.5 was the total. Feel like we were pretty locked in on both of these teams last week. Cincinnati blowing the doors off of Miami seemed obvious with Quinn Ewers getting his first start, and Arizona not being able to keep pace with Atlanta in the end. I think Arizona here as a 7-point dog makes a lot of sense. Now, you can't lay 7 with the Bengals normally, but Joe Burrow is. It seems like they're just going to close out the season by putting up 1 million points, taking their demons out on these bad teams, and I think the Cardinals will. This will be a fun over game. That's why it's 53.5. I would imagine if you're in the fantasy football championship, you didn't expect this to be a game that could decide it all, but feels like I would imagine if you have a guy in this game, you're enjoying it. Unfortunately for the Cardinals fans, Marvin Harrison did not come out of the game last week with an injury, so I guess he'll still be out there mucking things up. Lay it, tease it, maybe please it. Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, it's this Bengals team keeps doing this, right? As soon as they're eliminated, they go on a nice little winning streak. We saw it last year where they kind of were in the mix of maybe backdooring it. And this is just this Cardinals team, that defense was getting carved up by Kirk Cousins at home. They could not stop. I mean, Chase Brown's going to have a big game. Gesicki's going to have a big game. On the other side, if you want like a fun, and I have not priced this out yet, but if you want to get spicy, Ryan, and I know some of our audience likes to do that, Trey McBride 2 touchdowns, Bengals laid the 7.
Do you go Trey McBride or Michael Wilson?
Oh, it's Bengals, right? They're bad against the tight end.
No, that's fair.
And Trey McBride continues to have good games with Jacoby Brissett, at least in the end zone. And the Cardinals will figure out a way to blow this game. I saw some people in the chat. I understand the case of, hey,
big number.
Yeah, maybe the Cardinals will win one of these games, but this is a dome team outdoors. I mean, have you been to Cincinnati in late December? If you're a dome team, you don't want any part of this, especially that defense. The defense didn't want any part of tackling the Falcons at home in a climate controlled dome. And you think you're going to get excited to tackle Chase Brown, Jamar Chase?
No. You're getting no juice on the reverse correlation here.
Really? They got
Trey McBride 2 touchdowns and laying the 7 with Cincinnati is still only 16-1.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I thought we were going to be able to do something fun, but what is Trey McBride 2 touchdowns? Is
8-1. Just play that by itself.
Yeah, you don't need to lay the 7 then, but
with the money line, it's plus 970. So you're getting negative reverse correlation for what it's worth.
Wait. Since the Bengals,
you're getting basically close to true odds to throw in the Cincy minus 400 money line.
Okay.
So I would recommend if you want to play McBride, just play McBride by himself.
Yeah. Don't need to do anything spicy. I thought we'd get a little better of a number there. So yeah, give me the Bengals laying the 7. It's just a fate of this Cardinals defense, which has just been shit.
Unfortunately, us and 89% of the handle at the Green Book and the Circa, which of course only sharps get involved early. 100% of the action is on the Bengals at the Circa. So pray for us.
Maybe some sharps on the game.
Yeah, I'd imagine that I'll hear some sharps talking themselves into taking the points with the Cardinals. The back door is going to be open, Sean. Seattle, Carolina, the Panthers, 7-point home dogs, plus 270 on the money line. Seahawks minus 325, 42.5 is the total. As Sean mentioned, there is a path where Carolina could lock up the division this week by winning and Tampa losing.
Yeah.
In Miami, which effectively that would be like 9-1 parlay, maybe a little bit less. If you want to do some gardening or whatever you're up to, but yeah, Panthers plus 7 at home. So Seattle has another team that's kind of been slowly bumped up in the power numbers again after their slight dip in the middle of the season. They're now number 2 consensus behind the Rams. When we saw the Rams come to Carolina, Sean, what was the number?
10.5.
Yeah.
They won. Panthers won outright.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I don't really need the outcome of the game because we know the market doesn't care about outcomes. It cares about those beautiful power numbers. But I say that to say, Seattle's not getting the same level of respect that the Rams did going into that game,
or is it that they bumped the Panthers up?
Panthers have been bumped up a little bit too, I'm sure.
I think this is a little bit more about the Panthers because we saw them beat the Rams at home, beat the Bucs at home, both as dogs. So I think people are slightly scared of taking the Panthers here. This is interesting to see where the money would come in on.
Well, the current splits over at the Circa, it's the bets are pretty much split down the middle, but the handle is very heavy to the Seahawks. And over at the Green Book,
I mean that's the thing. Is like Mike McDonald, the Seahawks. They've been so good on the road, including 6-2-1 ATS when playing on the East Coast. I think you're kind of getting a discount. And I've mentioned it a number of times. I'm not going to go against my Panthers win loss. They're going to lose against the Seahawks. Then they're going to cover the spread against the Bucs and probably win outright.
Fair. Again, if that's all they really need to do.
And the Seahawks have extra rest. They've been for the most part really good as big favorites here. I think matchup wise, JSN is going to be able to eat against this Panthers secondary. I think like people were on the Bucs last week, like stuff they liked was the Bucs receivers against this Panther secondary, which should have been a better matchup, but Baker's just clearly not right. Like people are saying like, oh, Baker's a little off. No, I think it's way more than a little off. He's like bottom 5 quarterback statistically right now. I think if he was a little bit more accurate, the offense a little more dialed in, they could have taken advantage of the Panthers. Yeah. I mean, this Panthers team got carved up by Tyler Shuck. So I think there is opportunities that Seattle's going to be able to take advantage of. So
yeah. And realistically, Seattle wins out, they have the 1 seed, so they're as focused as they're going to be. I think the reason I brought up the Rams comparison is I think whatever you've upgraded the Panthers, I think you have to give the Seattle team a little bit of a bump, both for the road record and the fact that they are playing for a 1 seed, which will certainly matter. Also worth noting, the bet splits I just shared with you heavily towards the Seahawks at the Circa. Pretty much the opposite at the Green Book. So we could have a pros versus Joes game.
Oh,
here.
is this are the Panthers a public dog?
They appear to be a very public dog at the Green Book. 66% of the bets, 90% of the handle. Give me the Seahawks. Lay the points. I think it's very reasonable for the Panthers to lose this one going away and then come back and gear up for the game that matters against the Bucs next week. I can tell you now, I'll be doing some solo pleaser legs. I was also explaining.
That is a disgusting act.
I was also explaining what a pleaser was to the wife and how we can get these big.
Oh, hey, honey, you want to do some pleasers while we're in Vegas?
Older daughter's getting ready to go to college. I was explaining there is this bet where we could put in like a $20 bet and win $150,000. She got interested. So we'll be looking at the card. I think Seattle is going to be in there. So this is another please it, tease it. Definitely take it. I think this is a lock potential too, Sean.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I like Seattle. I maybe am not as strong as you, but
it's a very unique situation where I think Seattle will be supremely focused for this game because they're in a position they control their own path to the 1 seed. And so
matchup wise, Seattle kind of counters everything that Carolina does well.
They do have some injuries on the back end, whatever that they've shown all year they can play through those. Game number 3 in the early window: Pittsburgh Steelers, Cleveland Browns. We're in Cleveland, where the Browns are 3.5 point home dogs. 34 is the total, very low. Cleveland plus 160 on the money line.
34, that's insane.
Now Pittsburgh will know the outcome of the Baltimore Green Bay. Do you have any thoughts on that as a handicap? Like if Baltimore loses, do you see them maybe coming out flatter or more focused because they can clinch the division? I feel like we maybe just need to ignore it because I don't think it really matters.
I don't know. I mean, I think if the Ravens win, you don't think there's a chance we see Kenny Pickett here a little bit?
Wait, what? You mean Mason?
So if the Ravens lose?
Oh yeah. Well, they still need to win the game to clinch.
No.
What do you mean?
I think if the Ravens lose, I think
Steelers need to win. Otherwise, the game they need to put enough space between each other. So
yeah, they're 2 games ahead of them now, right?
Oh,
if the Ravens lose, the Steelers win the AFC North.
Damn.
So I think you do need to factor in. You have an old ass Aaron Rodgers. Do you think Aaron Rodgers, if he has the NFC North and this game is meaningless, do you think he's going to want to go out there and play? No DK Metcalf. So I think I really like the Packers, and I think there's a decent chance the Steelers may be cautious with. I mean, they have a super old team. The problem is on the other side, we saw this Cleveland Browns offensive line. Shedeur has had his moments where he's looked okay, but again, in the same way that we make excuses or frame the conversation correctly, I think Shedeur's played great considering his lack of offensive line, and I think, but also this is going to be a very tough situation because even the Steelers, and I don't think Watt's playing. I would be surprised if we see him before the playoffs, assuming Steelers get in. I mean, wouldn't you be surprised if we see him?
Oh, I don't think. Is there talk he might play this week? I got the sense that he's
okay. This week they haven't said, but they haven't. He's not doing anything positive. So.
Oh yeah, I definitely got the sense that he's.
I think he might be done for the season. I think there's a chance we see him in the playoffs, assuming they make it.
I mean, I think playoffs is probably the first time we have the real conversation.
But then on the other side, we did see. Without Watt there, I thought the Steelers front 7 played pretty well. Did a good job slowing down the Lions run game. And like, how are the Browns going to get their offense going? Judkins is out. How motivated are they going to be? And this is a bad Tomlin spot. being a road favorite after a win. This is when you got to get careful about Tomlin. And the number opened up like 5.5. It definitely opened up higher. I think people started maybe factoring in the situation stuff, or maybe it dropped after. Honestly, I think it probably dropped after the Ravens lost to the Pats when people realized.
Let me see what I have that information. Let me see.
I feel like there was some shift here in the spread, but this is a really tough game. I would not be locking this up because the Browns hanging around against the Steelers team. This feels like it's going to be an ugly ass game.
So per the circuit data, they opened this at 5:30 p.m. Pacific at 4.5.
Yeah.
It then just on the 22nd, so on Monday at 2:20 p.m. it dropped to 4. And then
sharps coming in.
And then this morning, it made the move to 3.5 at 8:03 a.m. And then about an hour before, maybe 2 hours ago, it moved to 3. Wait, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, so it's just I think it's just being bet. I think Cleveland is just. I mean, I'm seeing the bet splits line up with that. Cleveland is being bet right now, 71%.
And Bootzilla pointing out Kenny Pickett. You mean Mason Rudolph?
Yes.
Man, this is tough. What are you doing, Ryan?
Well, you highlighted a great reason to take Cleveland.
But that being said, I struggle to take them without Judkins, with how good this Steelers defensive line, and maybe you can rest some guys. You can't rest them all.
Let's see.
Mason Rudolph revenge. I mean, Ryan, how awesome would this be? Let's say in the second half of the game, they put in Rudolph and then Myles Garrett sets the sack record against Mason Rudolph. Oh man, the internet's going to lose its mind. How am I the only one talking about this?
I have heard a couple people point out that it would be very, I'm not good with words, but it would be very
poetic.
I guess poetic for him to follow in Brett Favre's footsteps and be the man to lay down for a sack, setting the record against Myles Garrett. All right. So I'm just confirming what all right. So then if the Ravens, wouldn't it make sense that if we like, if you like the Browns because of the angles of like, if the Ravens win, if you do a Green Bay money line with Cleveland money line, wouldn't that be the correlated parlay?
It would, but also I don't know if
you can't. Oh,
I don't like this.
It's Cleveland. It's so much correlated. They will not let you do it at the Blue Book.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they know.
Yeah. I think. Man, because there's no way the Steelers are losing this game if they need it. But maybe to that point, then they don't need this game at all. Because then it's just next week against Baltimore.
No, Ryan. They could also.
Yeah.
They could also, if the Ravens lose the game and the Steelers win, they still win the AFC North.
But you just said if they both lose, then they also clinch the AFC North.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if the Ravens lose, it doesn't matter. If the Ravens win, they can still win the division with a win.
The Steelers. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, so again, correlated parlay is over. Cleveland showed a pulse last week.
They did. I'm going with the Steelers. I know this is a trappy situation. Very weird game to handicap. If you're betting it, I don't know. I would wait until maybe Sunday, but give me the Steelers. Kramer, what are you doing?
I'm going to take Cleveland.
Yeah.
I think it's more likely we end up with a 6.5 point type spread in the Green Bay game, which means because it's Love versus Huntley, which means by that logic, Cleveland will continue to be bet. And I wouldn't be if that happens, Sean, I wouldn't be surprised if this game is like more like a pick'em by the time we get to.
Okay. Yeah. No, this is going to be interesting. Definitely correlated. So I'll go with the Steelers. They've been good to me.
Give me Shador.
See, that's why you got to stay away. Ryan sarcastically taking Shador. That's how you know it's a trap.
Give me Shador plus the 3.5. Game number 4 in the early window. New Orleans Saints, Tennessee Titans. Titans are at home after a nice win against the Chiefs. Now they're 2.5 point home dogs against the Saints. Plus 125 on the money line. Saints minus 145. 39.5 is the total. Talk about teams getting adjusted very quickly in the power numbers. This Saints team, all the way up to number 22, Sean.
Yep.
Well ahead of Tennessee, who, I mean, you can say the Chiefs certainly had a little quit in them last week, but also I thought the Tennessee running game looked good. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Cam Ward made a couple nice throws for sure. But I thought, to me, the story is that their defensive line, I think on the line of scrimmage, they've been playing well. That would be at least last game. That's the story with them.
Yeah. That was a nice win for them. Hats off to them. But I would say the Saints team is, I mean, they're crescendoing, Ryan, at the right time here.
But they're not a playoff team. So the crescendo is,
I think they can bring some momentum here into the next season. I like what I've seen out of Tyler Shuck. Clearly there's some good juice in that locker room. Like you saw that deep bomb by Taysom Hill that everyone was celebrating, kind of running up the score against the Jets. Yeah. I don't know what the Taysom Hill fascination is, but clearly they're playing together. And as much as the Shuckleheads are enjoying themselves, the other thing that's not getting talked about nearly enough is this Saints defense.
Oh, they're playing well.
They won 3 games in a row. They're up to 9th in defensive EPA per play, like 10. I mean, even DVOA still has them at like 10 or 11. And I'm love fading the Titans off a win. They've lost 11 consecutive games, both straight up and ATS after a win. Second longest ATS streak off a straight up win there in the NFL. So I think this is just auto faded the Titans off a win. Yeah, is it a little scary? The Saints should be 2.5 point non-conference road favorites. Sure, but on the other side, we have that same conversation. Who are the Saints to be laying 6.5 points against anyone? The Saints are a pretty good team. We've seen them go on the road outdoors in a similar grass environment, like Carolina. They took care of. I think they're going to take care of this Titans team. Love the Saints in this spot. Kramer, what are you doing?
Yeah, I see the angle there. I'm going to take the Titans, and again, here's why. I think whatever this team wants to be, they need to run the ball to do that. And I think over the last couple of weeks, they've really started to figure that out. And I think again, Simmons and that defensive line have been setting the tone a little bit differently than earlier in the season. Not trying to make the comparisons at all, but certainly the defensive line kind of rising up for the Saints. Big reason why your defense is bowing up. Very difficult to run against. That's kind of the same poor man's version that Tennessee has been showing up with.
I guess I would just and shout out to someone in the chat who, Barry, as he pointed out, Saints got 8 sacks last week. I think if you're able to sack Cam Ward, if you're able to pressure Cam Ward, which I think the Saints defense can, it's going to be a long day for Cam Ward.
Fair, but one thing that Spags did do to him last week a little bit was blitz him, and he has been better.
No, but I think they can get pressure with the.
I'm just saying pressure in general. Cam Ward has been better over the last couple of weeks, and so obviously last week was kind of like the big performance, but we'll see if he can do it against the Saints team. Give me Cam Ward.
Give me the Saints laying 2.5 on the road. Tyler Shuck,
big rookie on rookie game here.
Yeah.
Will either one of these teams be drafting a new quarterback in 2026? I think no. I think most likely no. Seems like the Saints might actually be in on Tyler Shuck.
Yeah, they should be. I mean, it's only been 6-7 games, but he's looked good.
Yeah, it's not unanimous though. I definitely don't think it's like amongst people who cover the Saints. I think there's still like it's one of those things you took him pretty high. You probably would continue that development arc. Game 5 in the early window, Tampa Bay Bucs, Miami Dolphins. Miami not even getting that Florida. You're coming to Florida humidity bump because they're playing another Florida team here. Dolphins plus 5.5, plus 200 on the money line. 46.5 is the total.
Great Dan Marino graphic of him holding the flaming football.
Colby has done some very nice work this week. When asked this week at the podium, This was actually a post-game presser on whether Quinn Ewers will be the starter next week. I think I have to look at the tape, but that's kind of how I had it in my mind during the game. I thought he earned some opportunities to continue to develop. So they're playing Quinn Ewers again, Sean. Auto fade. Can't do it. I understand you have a lot of valid reasons why this Bucs pirate ship is very shaky right now and taking on water. But we watched Quinn Ewers last week, and that Dolphins team get their ass beat by a bad Bengals team. This is an easy handicap.
Yeah, I mean it's weird.
Also, Todd Bowles versus rookie quarterbacks. Very strong trend in general.
Yeah. This is. I mean, geez, the Bucs 5.5 point non-conference road favorites.
Well, they need. I mean,
yeah, they needed last game. They needed all these games, Ryan. I don't think the motivation. The handicap for me is how the Dolphins defense just like laid down. Now I get it. You're playing Joe Burrow, and
they had some moments early in that game, and then they just stopped having moments.
They were competitive, and I would say this too. Quinn Ewers. I thought there was a number of play calls that Quinn Ewers executed properly, and I think Mike McDaniel, if there's anyone that he can have success with, is kind of like a guy like Quinn Ewers. In the same way with the Tua, like lacks some big time throws, but they can scheme up certain stuff, and they still have Devin Achane. Last I checked, since week 7, Ryan, since the Bucs lost to week 7 to the Lions. Here's some metrics for Baker: 37 of 39 quarterbacks in completion percentage over expected.
Not good.
You're like Brady, Cook, Dylan, Gabriel. 36 of 39 quarterbacks in EPA. I'm going to take. Yeah, I'm going to go Miami here in the points. I understand taking the Bucs, but man, the Bucs are just not right. They're being rated incorrectly, and I can't. And I get that. I get one to take Baker, but I'm glad I wasn't on Baker last week, and I have a feeling I'm going to be glad I'm not on Baker this week. So yeah, give me the Miami Dolphins here with a little Quinn Ewers juice here, Ryan. Give me the Dolphins plus 5.5. Oh, did I do this backwards here on the screen?
Yeah. Give me the Bucs laying the point. I think you're overvaluing whatever positive thoughts you had about Quinn Ewers' performance, and I think
Quinn Ewers with a full week to prepare.
A little bit of Todd Bowles magic.
I don't think he has much magic left right now
against the rookies.
Kirk Cousins carved him up.
He's a vet, not a rookie.
It's true.
Not a rookie,
but it is Kirk Cousins.
Not a rookie though.
Okay, yeah, give me the Dolphins. Can't Bucs are unbettable right now.
Worst of luck, as you bet on the Dolphins. Jacksonville Jaguars.
And to be clear, Ryan, this is not a close your eyes special. People like using the phrase "close your eyes special" with games.
Are people misreporting "close your eyes special"?
No, he just said "close your eyes special," and it's a game you don't want to watch, but you're still betting.
God damn it, people! It's an easy fucking formula. This is because people are out there spreading the wrong gospel. They're sinning.
Okay,
they're going to the wrong church. So last week, and there were a couple games that were close last week. Now, of course, the true close your eyes special line is derived from our podcast number. Yes. But even if you're slightly off of that, you're still got to be careful, because I'm sure there are people out there saying the Dolphins are a close your eyes special. They are not.
The Jets, they feel like a close your eyes special, but they're not.
The Dolphins underperformed the spread by 20 points, according to our show.
Yeah, not 21. You need to get to
not 21. There were some. I mean, I feel like there was one other close team, but anyway, just come check with me if you're curious. There's some real knuckleheads out there. Oh, Kansas City was the other one. Kansas City was very close, but no cigar. All right, getting back to the game of the weekend. Well, it's a game where we get to watch Trevor Lawrence go up to Indy and take on the Colts. Colts are 6.5 point home dogs, plus 235 on the money line. Jags minus 280. 47.5 is the total. Sean, what does this number tell you? Who's starting at quarterback?
Philip Rivers.
Really?
Yeah. Well, that's what I don't know what the number's telling you. I'm telling you Rivers is going to play.
So that's what you would make the number if Phillip Rivers is playing?
I'm not making the number. I'm telling you that Phillip Rivers I think is playing. But you think
it's very difficult to have this conversation with you?
No, I don't. What is the question you're asking? You're saying what is the number telling you?
It's telling me that that's not a Phillip Rivers number.
Oh, okay, so okay. I think Phillip Rivers is playing.
I'm not saying I'm not commenting on his health. I'm saying that this number suggests to me that it would not be Jags -6.5 with Phillip Rivers in.
Okay.
Now I mean, what that to me, I think this is a Riley Leonard number.
I mean, to me, this feels like a Phillip Rivers number. If this is a Riley Leonard number, this to me would be over 7.
Yeah, maybe you're right. The look ahead was 4.5.
Okay. And they saw the Colts get destroyed on Monday night. And so they moved to 2 points. I mean, what was the Colts 49ers spread was what? 6.5. The market probably has the 49ers and
that closed
Jags.
4. It closed 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So similar though.
Yeah.
See your point.
Yeah. I think to answer your original question, which I answered, I think this is a Phillip Rivers line.
Okay.
No, I don't know why you got so mad at that.
Well, because you were unwilling to answer the question. You were just worried about predicting that Phillip Rivers is playing. Like I was just merely saying, do you think this is actually predicting a Phillip Rivers start? Because to me, I think the line being bigger, is the classic. They're splitting the difference on a Riley Leonard, and I think this is closer to a Riley Leonard number than it is a Phillip Rivers number. I mean, maybe it gets to 7 if we get Riley Leonard.
Okay.
Or sorry, yeah, maybe it gets the full 7.
I think it's a Phillip Rivers number.
Okay. So what do you think the number is if we find out it's Riley Leonard?
I think it's going to be over 7 points.
Okay. Like
Riley Leonard making his first NFL start.
7.5.
Yeah, 7.5, 8.
Okay.
I think there'll be a lot. If Riley Leonard's announced as a starter, I think this number definitely goes up. And if Riley Leonard is starting on a short week after a Monday night game, I would be very surprised.
Yeah.
And I don't think Anthony Richardson's starting. So
per Shane Steichen an hour ago, Phillip Rivers gets the start. Was asked about Riley Leonard. Sounds like there's a chance he plays. So what does that mean?
So what you just said, Phillip Rivers is getting the start.
Yeah, per Shane. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. So I was right.
Maybe.
What do you mean? If the coach announced Phillip Rivers is starting, this is a Phillip Rivers line.
Yeah, that still seems crazy to me. And I
agree. I agree. You think it's crazy,
but I included the point where he said that Riley Leonard, when asked if Riley Leonard could play in this game, he said yes.
Yeah, if they're getting their ass kicked, they'll put in Riley Leonard.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to be running like alternating drives between Riley Leonard and Phillip Rivers. Maybe there's a couple of packages where they want to get Riley Leonard out there as a mobile quarterback, or maybe they want to plant the seed to the Jags that they're going to use Riley Leonard. But Phillip Rivers is starting. He's going to play the game. As he said, he's had situations where he's made the playoff odds less than this. He's got Steve Young talking about he could play quarterback at age 64.
Is that a compliment or him saying he doesn't think Phillip Rivers is very good? I could be.
I don't know. Phillip Rivers, 25-9 ATS when his team is on short rest. I don't know how much that factors in here, but
I think someone on the internet also went back and proved that he was wrong. They had a better chance to make the playoffs when they were back against the wall. So perhaps Phillip was just trying to rally the troops there. Yeah, I mean, obviously the Jags have been playing very well and been lighting up bad teams.
Yeah,
and even good teams in the Broncos. They just played the Colts where they beat them by 17 points. I mean, granted, there was a quarterback situation there with Daniel Jones
melted down,
just a little bit of a meltdown.
Yeah, I think the Jags can turn over Phillip Rivers. I think Phillip Rivers being this old, the short week's gonna hurt him a little bit. I mean, really, it's less about Phillip Rivers in this offense. I think they'll be able to do a little bit, but more so, it's just this Colts defense. I don't know why they couldn't get off the field last week against the 49ers.
Well, I think a couple of things. One, to your point, their defense has been bad. They've been bad against running backs. They've been bad. They've been bad against tight ends. I think the Jags are going to be able to move the ball with some serious ease. But last week was supposed to be the week that the running game was going to come back to the Colts, Sean, against that 49ers defense. 49ers defense. Everyone highlighted this. Warren Sharp was barking about it all week, that the run defense of the Niners was going to allow this Colts offense to get back to their running ways. 16 carries for 46 yards for Jonathan Taylor. Now they go against the Jags and one of the best run defenses.
Duval,
lay it.
So when Riley Leonard gets announced as a starter, do you think this moves?
I mean, you're insane right now.
What do you mean?
You're insane.
How am I insane? Give me the. I'm with you. I thought He's like
not
the
starting. We already talked about how that was an incorrect statement.
Give me the Jags with Kramer. I'm jagging off. Jags can't lose. Jags are unstoppable.
What is this? Why are you trying to jinx the Jags?
I didn't say there were. I'm complimenting them. They're on an incredible run right now. They're 10-5 ATS.
Last night you try to jinx a pleaser.
No, I didn't.
I mean the amount. This is like five figures you're trying to jinx for me. That's some people might get stabbed for doing
five figures
easily. You
have 5 figures on that pleaser?
No, that was a 4-figure.
Yeah, I'll jinx a 4-figure.
Okay, yeah, $2,500 pink. That's jinxable. But
what am I jinxing here?
The Jags win out. They have a shot at the 1 seed, which means Liam Cohen, Coach of the Year, Trevor Lawrence, MVP.
I told you. I said I thought Liam, Coach of the Year, has a real shot. I don't think Trevor Lawrence has the stats to do it, but I think this is a good game for them.
This smells. This plus the smirk on your face smells like.
I love the Jags.
Disingenuous. Get off. You're not welcome on the wagon. I'm going to talk to CJ.
I don't want to be on your gross wagon.
This is ridiculous.
Give me the Jags.
Easiest
no way they lose.
Easiest pick on the board.
Come on, smash it.
Patriots, smash. Jets. Game 7 in the early window. Jets are 13.5 point home dogs, plus 625 on the money line. Patriots minus 900. 43.5 is the total. This is a rivalry game, Sean. It's not that different than the Kansas City Denver game. Is it? I mean, the Jets are starting a 3rd string quarterback. Chiefs are starting a 3rd string quarterback. The Broncos are world beaters and fighting for the 1 seed in the conference. The Patriots are world beaters.
Yeah, but the difference is the Pats beat up on bad teams. The Broncos don't. I don't know why that is, but the Pats do put away inferior opponents. We had this similar conversation last time they played the Jets went up in New England. What was that score? And that was with that was when they actually had Justin Fields.
Yeah, that was also a 27-14. There you go. Exactly.
Yeah, no, I think
exactly.
I think the Pats and they covered the spread, didn't they?
But now the spread
was like right on. No, I think it was actually 13.
I don't think they would cover. They would lose this one by a half. The hook would get them.
Yeah, I think they're going to beat up on a bad team here, and I think Drake May can get some of those counting stats for the MVP race. Oh. I think the Pats definitely are motivated to get that 1 seed.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man.
They're a little banged up, but Brady Cook is unbettable for me. And any sort of juice the Jets had defensively, I think has been gone. And the Pats honestly have been better on the road. They have not lost a road game yet. 6-1 ATS on the road, only undefeated team on the road. Jets have not gotten an interception all season, which is an insane stat.
They're so close to
for frame of reference. The second worst team has 6 interceptions. How would you not accidentally get an interception? I accidentally got an interception in high school football. You just you play defense. There's gonna be a ball that pops up that one of your guy gets.
Wait, you had an interception?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Thank you.
First I've ever heard of this.
What are your NFL? What's your high school football stats?
I didn't play high school football.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Top dog right here.
Not too busy winning a state championship.
And what sport?
Soccer.
Okay.
They still count.
That is a disgusting act.
Aaron Glenn,
you got your Umbros framed.
Aaron Glenn also made a couple nice appearances in track. Brady Cook gives the Jets the best chance to win, quote unquote. That's Aaron.
It's a liar.
That's Aaron Glenn.
They just put Justin Fields on the IR again. If you want me to back the Jets, give me Tyrod Taylor. He's obviously much better than Brady Cook. Now, again, as a Jets organization, I don't mind them. They drafted Brady Cook. They want to see what they got in a young quarterback. That's fine. That's how they want to play it. I think the Pats are going to light them up, though. Yeah, give me the Pats laying the big number.
Yeah, you might be right. I'm taking the points. I'm just going to keep.
This isn't your Jacksonville.
What do you mean?
Well, because you need the Jets to win.
I don't think they're going to win.
Okay.
I think they're going to cover the number.
Yeah, it is. I mean, again, I get that case. It is a massive number for a division game.
If they did win.
Oh yeah,
If they did win,
you're already jagging off as you speak.
Then we'd have a situation where the all of a sudden we have Trevor Lawrence sit back up, and he's very, very much alive. Should I price out a Kansas City money line, Jets money line parlay just in case?
Well, I think you already have it by your Trevor Lawrence MVP.
Kansas City. Well, no, because Denver they've already done the damage there. Oh no, they need one more, but that's the Chargers next week. I've already sorted that out. Kansas City Jets just to win. 2 teams just to win. Sean, 70-1.
Oh my God.
That's not a real number.
2 division dogs.
That's not a real
70-1.
70-1. All right.
Yeah, give me the Pats. They roll. New England laying the 13.5. Kramer on the Jets plus 13.5. So sharp.
I'm going to have a fun round robin at the Circa this weekend.
Hey, shout out to Novig. If you're looking to get in on the action, maybe you're going to tail some of our plays. Maybe you're going to fade them. Either way, do it over on Novig, America's #1 sports prediction market. You spend $5, you get $50 in Novig coins. Use that promo code SGPN. Available in a ton of states. So again, do yourself a favor and us a favor by using our promo code with Novig. If it's available in your state and you're not using them, you're missing out on some great prices, great opportunities in the market. Download the Novig app today and use that promo code SGPN. Kramer, we'll also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Let's put a little Underdog pick 'em together. Again, it's the holiday season. They just keep on giving, including, let's see. Yeah. We'll start our Underdog entry round. They have a Jahmyr Gibbs gimme pick, as they call it. He just needs he higher 0 rushing yards. So we'll start there and add some other combinations to our entry. What else do you like in the Underdog slate? Of course, promo code SGPN.
Hopefully this isn't an Aaron Rodgers to open the season for the Jets situation with the gimme pick. Let's make sure we get that. Do we want to do a Christmas?
Sure. Yeah. Let's keep it Christmassy. I think people will appreciate that. We mentioned, we gave out a bunch of props. Olajuwon was one.
Actually, yeah, let's not do. We already did a Christmas one with CJ.
What about Saturday?
Great call.
Herbert to throw an interception. That's pretty obvious.
Yeah, I would probably
I like I don't know if we're gonna get any Jordan Love stuff, but I like him to have a good game. Yeah, I don't think he's listed because
I'd imagine a lot of the stuff which by the way, we did learn that Josh Jacobs is the emergency quarterback.
Yeah.
And do you know who the emergency quarterback is for the Packers?
No.
Jaden Reed.
Okay.
Here's the crazy thing. All 4 of their quarterbacks, Jordan Love, Malik Willis, Josh Jacobs, Jaden Reed, all on the injury report. Danger.
Look out.
All right. So if you're asking me for a Charger play,
sure.
I think we just continue to play this Herbert rushing yards angle. I think there's going to be pressure. You know that. Even as someone who thinks he's going to be pressured, I think he's going to have some avenues to run, and he routinely confuses people with his speed. Classic wide angle release, as CJ would say. You don't like that?
I'm a little nervous about that.
Okay. Did you watch him last week?
Yeah. Did you watch him the week before?
Yeah, I understand.
0 yards.
I understand.
That's what I'm nervous about. I mean, even if you like him to win, I think it could be a uglier game like it was against Kansas City.
All right, you're up then.
Okay. I mean, Trey McBride is a smash opportunity.
Okay.
73.5 receiving yards. I'm going to keep it simple. Higher 73.5 receiving yards.
No, not going to play the touchdown.
Okay. We could play the touchdown. That's fine.
Touchdown's a little spicy.
Okay. I like it. Higher rushing receiving touchdown for Trey McBride. Kramer, we need. I think we need one more for our gimme pick here.
Yeah, we they don't let you just go gimme pick.
Oh no, actually, I think we can.
No, let's do one more. I think, do we just go right to the Bengals?
Yeah, I like that game.
All right, which receiver? I think we pick a receiver, or we just go Joe Burrow 2.5 passing touchdowns.
Yeah, I don't mind touchdowns. I don't mind yards. The yards is 260.5. He's gonna throw. He's gonna get.
All right, yards.
It's simple,
Higher.
right?
Yeah.
Because you never know. Chase Brown might get some rushing touchdowns. So, Joe Burrow higher 260.5 passing yards. Trey McBride higher rushing and receiving touchdown, and Jahmyr Gibbs gimme pick higher rushing receiving yards. Oh wait, you know what? Hold on. I think you can only do it, Ryan. I think you can only do one leg with the gimme pick. I don't know. All right. Well, either way, we'll just do Trey McBride.
People can make their own. This is like a build.
Yeah, I
your
think
own
you can
bear.
only. I think you can only add one thing for the Joe.
Oh, it's a one bang gimme pick.
I think so. Yeah.
Doesn't.
So just give me Joe Burrow higher 260.5, Trey McBride higher rushing and receiving touchdown, and feel free to use whatever you want for your own gimme pick. Underdog Fantasy promo code SGPN. All right, couple more games left, Kramer. Let's finish strong.
All right, we got 2 late games. Giants, Raiders. I will be in the building. Raiders are laying 1.5. Sean -125 on the money line. Giants +105. 41.5 is the total. Colby paying his respects to Eli Manning, putting him on the slide. YouTube.com/sports gambling podcast.
Doesn't look like Eli.
I think he tried to find like one of those like Eli faces. That's grimacing. I mean, he is number 10. I'm gonna assume that's Eli.
Yeah, no, it just doesn't look like him.
Raiders laying points against anyone seems like an interesting proposition. The Raiders really tried to win the game last week.
Yeah.
The Giants deployed a game plan last week that can only on offense. The defense seemed to be playing very aggressively, but the offensive game plan seemed to be one where they were more interested in not. It's hard to describe, but it's like they were just trying to run clock the entire game.
Yeah, no, they were not trying to win the game.
The drops didn't help, and there certainly could have been a couple more points if that's the case. And they still were very close to beating the Vikings, and the Raiders are worse than the Vikings. So this is a tricky situation here. And the winner of this game removes themselves from contention for the number 1 overall pick, essentially.
Giants need that Mendoza pick.
Certainly seems like a year where people are going to trade up for the one.
So Giants totally locked in on not using a quarterback, you think? But I guess we won't know because they don't. Do we have Joe Shane as GM next year?
The latest reporting is no. He's going to get let go.
Okay, so I guess we'll see.
I think what you're looking at is a new GM coming in, and most likely, you would like this to be up in the air, and given the new GM his right to do whatever he'd like. But I would imagine you're going to find a GM that finds the job attractive because they have the quarterback, they have Neighbors, they have they have some of these young pieces, and they have the number 1 overall pick in a draft where people are going to covet the number 1 overall pick because, as everyone is saying, the prospects are generally weaker at the top. The quarterbacks are Mendoza is definitely going to be the number 1 overall pick. Maybe Dante Moore, we'll see. But so the idea that you could potentially trade down once or multiple times is like the current wet dream. And I would imagine if you're a new GM, like that's attractive to you as well.
Yeah.
Or picking the quarterback if you find the Mendoza to be the quarterback, which most of the film bros out there are saying that Mendoza and all the other quarterbacks would not be rated ahead of Ward or a Dart, and maybe not Shuck. I think this
is tough because I do think the Raiders are trying to win this game. I don't think the Giants are.
Yeah,
but the Giants might fuck around and accidentally win this game. But the Kafka game plan was insane.
I mean, the only way you keep Dart from being awesome is have a horrible game plan, I think, and play Brian Flores. Like that's the two things that aren't happening this week.
Well, but I don't know if we're gonna have a.
I think when you're playing Brian Flores, it's much so. If the game plan sucks and the play calls suck, and Jackson Dart is playing a shittier defense that's going to sit back and not really look to get after him, creativity can maybe create some points, accidentally fuck around and win. Against Brian Flores, that was never going to happen. A, because he's pressuring you, and B, you're not going to have the time. Like it's a tough coordinator to be creative against.
The counter is Ashton Jeanty woke up and was able to move the ball, and I think you can run against this Giants team.
It sounds like Colton Miller could play. I saw the pictures of him out there doing some training sessions with Deuce Gruden, the strength and conditioning coach for the Raiders. And while Kafka did say they're full, quote unquote, full throttle ahead with Jackson Dart running the ship, no question about that was the exact quote. I think if there's opportunities for creativity and guys don't drop the ball, the Giants absolutely could accidentally win this game.
But I don't think they're going to.
Give me the Raiders.
Oh, you're taking the Raiders, right?
Give me the Raiders.
Really?
Between the NFL and the potential for the blue medical tent to be deployed, and what I saw at Mike Kafka operated like he got a bag and doesn't care about getting a real head coaching job.
It was if this is an audition.
They ran the. I agree. You should run the ball.
13 straight runs.
You got to run the ball against Brian Flores' defense.
Yeah.
Period.
13 straight
but
runs.
You got to not run the ball too. Listen, I don't know. I'm starting to judge these coordinators. Like, hey, I know how to. I played a lot of Madden in my day, and when you're doing certain things, you're just trying to get things over with. So, last week the Giants pushed against the number when I picked against them. This week,
it's impossible to push.
I'll make a prediction. Raiders win by 2 on a late field goal.
Are you going to be cheering for the Giants?
Yeah. But I will.
I didn't know if you'd be watching like Jags cut ups at the game.
We'll see.
Jagging off.
I certainly, fortunately, my daughters are more concerned about their fit for the game, so they still haven't quite figured out that the Giants suck and that we're rooting. But I did explain that Jackson Dart has a lot of seasoning and all the other stuff. So
Swag.
They did seem aware of who Jackson Dart was. So that's a promising
TikTok or something
statement. I agree. Last thing I'll say, I agree with you on the. I do agree with you on Ashton Jeanty, and I think that's the difference in the game. I think he has some points.
He's going to run it up. Give me the Raiders. Kramer also on the Raiders, laying the 1.5.
First pick. Here we come. No way the Drew Lock's not coming out of the tunnel to screw it up this time. Eagles, Bills. So the big gamble by the TV executives was we're gonna just have 2 games in the late window on the Christmas weekend, and we're gonna make one of them not good at all and one of them pretty good, really good. Interesting picture of Jalen Hurts. I think he must have gotten it as a still shot from one of those Soul Train shots of Jalen Hurts. Eagles catching 1.5 on the road here in Buffalo, plus 105 on the money line. 43 is the total. Josh Allen injured his foot.
Well, yeah, they said foot, but it kind of looked like his knee that they were massaging.
In real time, you pointed out as we were watching the game that it looked like he was rubbing his knee. When he was flexing his ankle, it made me think maybe something closer to the foot at lower leg area. But I think in general, he did something that's going to impact his mobility. Yeah. And maybe that makes him think twice about running the ball, or maybe it doesn't because he's Josh Allen and he's going to get some pain meds and he's going to play through it. And so maybe it's not much of a story. I think the story is the Eagles' run game against the Bills' defense, and I think the other story will be, can the Eagles' defense show up on the road, turn Josh Allen over? Both things seem likely in my mind. And so I understand why the number is 1.5. I would imagine that we're staring down the barrel at a situation where, Eagles will, all right, surprising. They're not popular at all. People are betting the Bills. It's kind of interesting.
No one believes in us. It's great. Great place to be for
I think there's flaws
team.
for the team. Both teams have glaring flaws, but isn't this the kind of team that the Eagles can get right against? They're getting offensive lineman Lane Johnson back, from what I understand. No,
that's not 100%.
They're getting Jalen Carter back.
He was practicing today.
Really? So the Lane news, because they seemed very optimistic that he would be returning.
It seemed, but also I think they're in this weird area.
They don't need it.
Well, again, they have a path to the 2 seed, but
they don't care. That doesn't matter if you're going to let him rest a game or two more.
So yeah, I think that's kind of what's going on. Is they already? I think if
so maybe
I think if they didn't clinch the division, he would 100% be playing. But now it's like they clinched the NFC East. What's the difference between the 2 and the 3 seed? I think they want to be able to rest their starters next week, but I also think they're going to get up for this game. I think they're going to be able to run the ball against the Bills. I think Saquon has been kind of chomping at the bit. Had a nice game last week, probably one of his better games this season. I think they're going to be able to move the ball. And then on the other side, the real story is I think the Eagles are going to be able to slow down Cook. And if you can slow down Cook, you can stop this Bills team. Why are you laughing?
You're what you posted from Adam.
Oh, Adam from our the Don of Bills Mafia, Adam Pelletier saying, "Why the hell is Stephon Diggs on the screen for the Bills?" Colby likes some throwback players. He also doesn't follow the league.
Colby's a computer that hasn't been updated in a couple of years.
Yeah, I think.
So you're making me now you're making me draw my thoughts back because so you think they're potentially holding back a healthy enough Lane Johnson?
I don't know. He didn't practice today, so that could go two ways. They kept saying that he was going to play, but again, he didn't practice today. Again, it's also, it's also what we're taping this on a Tuesday, so I still think there's a chance he plays. I just don't think it's 100%.
Well, and we won't get the official report until Wednesday anyway.
Right. So we're picking a Sunday game on Tuesday. I think I would say there's.
So do you think there's a chance that their path to whether they get the 3 or the 2 seed basically is what they're up against, right?
More or less.
Is there a chance that they could fall to the 4 seed if they lose out?
I think it's no. Well, no, because I think.
Well, then now I'm starting to wonder how much.
I think if they lost out and the Panthers won out, maybe. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know their tiebreaker situation on the top of my head versus the Panthers.
Well, fortunately,
I think there's a very unlikely scenario that they would be the 4 seed.
Fortunately for you, I have I do have the playoff prediction machine in front of me. I'm throwing it in there. It would involve the Eagles losing to the Commanders next week.
Yeah.
Which also seems pretty unlikely. So let's see if the Panthers win out, which also we're talking about a pretty sick parlay at this point. So I would say the Eagles are going to be the 2 or the 3 seed. Do they really need to?
So they would have to lose out and Panthers would have to win out for them to get knocked down to the 4 seed.
And they do get the 4 seed in that case. Okay.
That's the only scenario. So again, but that being said, the defense is a full go according to Vic Fangio, and again, that's where their bread's buttered as a team. I think they're going to run a lot of empty against the Bills defensively, which was working against the Commanders. I think they're going to have some nice matchups there. I think they will be able to run the ball. And going back to my original take, I think the difference in this game is their ability to stop Cook. I think their ability to stop the run has been very good. Even in these past couple games, you throw on a guy by the name of Jalen Carter on top of it. And if you follow the team at all, Jordan Davis getting the Pro Bowl snub. All the other players were saying the disrespect they thought for Jordan Davis, who has been playing. If you watch the Washington game, the dude is just, he lost weight. He's dominating that line of scrimmage. I think you're going to see an awesome game from Jordan Davis, and I think that's going to be the difference here. So give me the Eagles and the 1.5.
The Bills will know if the Patriots have lost the game and the division door has been swung back open. For what it's worth,
it's true.
For what it's worth,
Ryan, I haven't gotten a lot of takes from you.
I was 100% was going to take the Eagles. Until you mentioned the idea that they might hold out a healthy enough Lane Johnson, which then made me think, well, maybe they don't view the seeding as that big of a deal and would prefer to be healthy getting to the postseason because obviously they would believe in themselves. They just went on the run. Give me the Bills.
Okay. Yeah. Some of that applies to the Bills here as well. Like if the Patriots win, what are the Bills?
Different because the No, I think the Bills are still alive. The Bills own the tiebreaker. So as long as the Patriots lose a game over the final 2. And so referencing the playoff machine again, the Dolphins come
at home against the Dolphins. They're not winning the division.
Possibly not.
Okay.
Possibly not. But the Eagles have already locked up the division.
Yes,
And so they already have the home game. It's a slightly different scenario.
Slightly, but I don't know if I think their motivations are similar in this game. Is what I'm getting at.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just lean back on Eagles going back to losing games when they don't have Lane Johnson. Easy enough.
And they might have him. We'll see. It's Tuesday.
Well, if they have him, then maybe I'm back on the Eagles. We'll see. Be a first Benedict. Either way, Sunday Night Football. Wait, did I flash these up here? I'm on the.
Give me the Eagles plus 1.5. Kramer on the Bills.
Yeah, and Steph Diggs. Hopefully he comes out and plays for him. Chicago Bears, San Francisco 49ers on Sunday Night Football. The picture. I mean, where Colby gets this stuff, who knows? I think at this point, I think he's just starting to have AI do everything. Bears catching 3 plus 140 on the money line. Niners minus 160. 52.5 is the total. I thought you could see why, in the end, as someone who has been just banging the crescendo drum for the San Francisco 49ers, I think the game against the Colts last night kind of showed you in the end why they won't be a true contender. I think that defense has issues.
Yeah, I mean, Phillip Rivers was lighting them up.
He was carving them up with no arm strength.
On the other side, the Colts couldn't get a stop, but the 49ers are going to play some teams in the future, starting here with the Bears, that have a defense.
Well, specifically, the defense has shown the ability to stop the run. And I think if you can stop the run against the Niners, you're going to create some problems. And I also think that, let's go back to styles make fights. I think when you have a guy like Brock Purdy going against a coordinator like Lou Anarumo, who's going to sit back in his zone, he's going to pick it apart. And it didn't help that the pressure wasn't really getting home a ton, a little bit in the first half, but not much in the second half. And I think we talk about it with the Cowboys, but in some ways that Niners matchup was always going to look good for Brock Purdy. And I think it's a little bit different of a matchup here against the Bears team. Also, Caleb Williams is the opposite of Phillip Rivers. He has all the arm strength. He's going to be able to find these guys who are running open consistently. Now, some of it was Phillip making a great read, but I think you have an offensive line advantage against the defensive line of the Niners. I think time means these guys are going to get open. And I think if Robert, you think about it, the Niners, they had some explosive defensive plays that were really the difference. And Phillip Rivers can't move. There's so many reasons why I love the Bears here. And then also just what's at stake, right? This is essentially for a right to compete for the 1 seed. And, for the Niners, this is very interesting. They went, I believe, and I'll have to verify this, but I believe the scenario of the Niners winning out puts them in the 1 seed. And so, yeah, Niners win out. They have the 1 seed. It starts with winning this game. So motivation is certainly high on both teams here.
Yeah, no. And I would also point out the Bears, the rest difference, right? Bears played on Saturday. 49ers played Monday night. That's a pretty big 2-game rest disparity here, especially, this late in the season. And this 49ers defense has real issues. I think the Bears are going to be able to move the ball, control clock, and in a close game, like the Bears just keep pulling wins out of their ass. So it's hard to go against them. I get the 49ers offenses looked really good, but I think Kyle Monunga is going to be able to run all over them. I think they're going to have difficulty with Colston Loveland, and Caleb is playing with like supreme level of confidence. And then on the other side, I think they're going to be able to slow down the run game a little bit with Christian McCaffrey, and I think they're going to be able
100%
to slow down the passing game. George Kittle tweaked his ankle. It doesn't sound like a high ankle sprain. Maybe he plays, maybe he doesn't. And
I think he's going to play, but I agree with you. I don't think he'll be the same.
He will probably struggle a little bit getting separation, and the Bears need this to win the NFC North. The Bears need it for the chance to win a 1 seed, and you're making the Bears a dog. Like I think that's crazy. This should be pick. So give me the Chicago Bears.
Bears have been a team slow to get upgraded in the market ranking. Still 15th, Niners 10th. Sean, so go figure.
Crazy.
I'm with you. I'm on the Bears catching the points, and yeah, I think. Just to clean up the playoff scenario. So Bears win out. They're the 1 seed if Seattle loses one of their games.
Okay.
San Francisco wins out. They're the 1 seed regardless of what happens.
Really?
Yeah.
Also, yeah. I mean, I guess again, motivation probably not a big difference either way.
It comes down to which team do you think is better. And to me, I this indicates that the Niners are slightly better on a neutral. I don't know if I agree with that right now.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Give me the Chicago Bears +3. Kramer, last game.
All right. Rams, Falcons, Monday Night Football. Rams laying 8, -435 on the money line. Falcons +350. 49.5 is the total. This is a game where you're not finding too many people running to bet the Falcons. Certainly going to be a pretty unpopular side. I mean, but I can't help but think about them being able to maybe move the ball a little bit here. Maybe there being a backdoor situation available. Devontae Adams isn't going to play. I wonder a lot of things about
Chick-fil-A will be open.
the Rams on the road. The Rams on the road here. That's true. The Chick-fil-A. Again, how do you sponsor a stadium that is mostly about playing on Sundays?
Well,
they didn't think about that.
It is a funny.
I didn't think about that.
Well, they don't sponsor it, but it's the Mercedes Dome. But
it's now. Yeah, you're right. Well, it used to be was it? Oh no, it was the Chick-fil-A Bowl. That's what it was.
And they have the Falcons do have the fan friendly pricing where I don't know if you've seen the photos of like what you can get for $20 in food. It's pretty crazy.
Okay. So I would say if I was a promoter of a football game, tickets are so crazy. Like, how would you not throw in a bunch of free concessions?
No, like chicken fingers are $3. The pizza is like $1.50 or
love
like
that.
something. Yeah,
Love that.
Why not?
Trying to undercut Chick-fil-A. Let's see what
maybe there's a weird dynamic there. Yeah, this is interesting because Rams are great ATS off a loss. They have extra rest. Obviously, they need the game. They've done well on the East Coast. The counter is Falcons team kind of a little juice. They've shown up in primetime games. Historically, Monday night dogs at this number have been good to take the Falcons. Maybe the Rams. Take the foot off the gas. I don't know. It's not a look ahead spot for the Rams. They got the Cardinals at home next week, but again, they want to win. Obviously, for the NFC West, the chance to get the number 1 seed. Motivation is certainly there for the Rams, but on the other side, Falcons to me fit that formula of kind of like the Saints, quote unquote, teams that have been eliminated. We see this sometimes with the Bengals, the Saints. Teams get eliminated and then they start playing better. Now, some of that was the quarterback, some of that was the injury stuff. Again, it's different for each team, but doesn't it feel like they're playing a little fast and loose right now with the Falcons? Like,
yeah,
I get you look at some of the teams they've played, but that comeback against the Bucs, I thought that was nice by them.
This is a money line play.
Really?
Yeah. We talked about this for a couple weeks now. The Falcons with Kirk Cousins becoming a team that kind of rides off to end the season with the nice little like, oh look, they finished. When every year we do this, but it's like, what the?
Well,
they won 7 games. Like, what the fuck?
The only thing that scares me off money line for them is they already had their dud McVay game on the road in the East Coast, which was the Panthers. I'm with you. I still think that would be my only concern of like they already dropped 1 on the road and they're coming off a loss with extra rest. But the 8 points I think is too high. I think the Falcons will keep this competitive. I guess I'll be surprised if the Falcons get embarrassed. So I think give me 2 chains, the Kirky here and the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
You like that? You like that?
Both on Atlanta +8 at home against the Los Angeles Rams. All right, Kramer. First off, Merry Christmas, and let's close it out with our lock, dog, and tease. Brought to you by Kalshi. Of course, trade in all 50 states with Kalshi, and you get a free $20. New traders. When you use our promo code SGPN, that's Kalshi. Promo code SGPN. All right, Kramer, should I go?
Whoa, sorry.
You are just Kramer's getting the point spread song ready to go.
Yes,
get it fired up for when we close the show out. All right, there are a couple of the Christmas Day games I find intriguing. I don't know if they're necessarily lock potential. I will start out with my first lock. Give me the Green Bay Packers -2.5. Already bet this. Already trading this position over on Kalshi. This is. I like this.
This is enough. If the number, will you feel good if the number doesn't move, or are you locking this up because it's clearly going to move?
I don't care what the number closes at. I think Green Bay wins by a touchdown. I think the alt number is live. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals laying 7. This is my completely chalky play. But
a little scary.
Is it? I don't know.
No, but yes.
The Arizona defense outdoors in the cold is just dome team outdoors this late in the season with an already dead offense. If Jacoby Brissett beats me on the road in the cold, so be it. And then for my last lock, give me the Shuckleheads fading the Tennessee Titans off a win. New Orleans Saints -2.5, and the moneyline dog is the Chicago Bears +140 on the money line for my tease. There are a bunch of great tease opportunities this week. We'll start with the Houston Texans up to 8. Although that was lock potential, certainly. We will tease the Detroit Lions down to 1, and then we will tease Seattle down to 1 as well. So lock number 1, Packers -2.5. Lock number 2, Bengals -7. Lock number 3, Saints -2.5. Bears moneyline dog in the tease. Houston +8. Detroit -1. Seattle -1. Kramer.
Yeah, I think taking the Bears. Granted, the Bears are coming off a huge win. That's a little terrifying. But fading this San Francisco team coming off an optimal situation for their offense. Give me the Bears +3. Give me the. I'm with you with the Packers. Lock me up the Packers too. I think this closes at like 6 points. I don't know. I don't quite understand what's going on here.
So when we put in our circa million plays, well, we'll get to that when we talk about it.
Oh, I don't think it matters.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. Then I have a number of other games that I kind of like here. I'm a little worried about the amount of paper tickets I'll end up with this week, but give me the Jags laying 6.5. I was debating if I wanted to go Falcons there or Seahawks. Jags -6.5 for my dog. I so badly want to say Kansas City wins on the money line because I have a strange feeling about that game, but there's too much quit potential. Give me the Titans back-to-back money line dog weeks.
So wait, you Packers -2.5. Then what was your other lock?
Oh, Jags -6.5. I see what's going on here.
No,
hanging out with the chat.
No, I was keeping a look at the chat, firing on all cylinders. John's wishing us a Merry Christmas. Wanted to make sure we get that up on there. So wait, you had previously staying away from locking up the Jags. Are you worried, Ryan?
No, not this week.
Okay, and then your dog. You took the Tennessee Titans on the money line.
Tennessee Titans on the money.
Oh no, Ryan.
What do you mean?
No, they're not going to win this game.
Okay, seeing a lot from my Tennessee Titans.
Okay,
really growing to like multiple teams in the AFC South. Tease.
You like the whole division.
Tease.
Yeah.
Let's get the Lions the -1, the Bengals -1, Seahawks -1.
Bengals -1, Seahawks -1, and the last leg
Bengals -1. Oh, Lions -1.
Detroit -1. Okay, Kramer. Now for our circa million card. This is going to be interesting. So
I guess Packers and Bears.
Okay. Chicago +3, Bears -2.5.
I'm not. Cincy's fine. We can throw that on.
Cincy. Okay. Do we want to? I like the Jags.
Yeah. I mean, I have a paper ticket on the Niners To me, you made a great point that I hadn't
Paper ticket on the Niners
last week.
Oh, okay.
And the Niners being 5.5 point favorites, closing 4, clearly a worse team than the Jacksonville Jaguars at this point. I love it. Jags minus 6.5. What do you want to do last?
This is interesting.
Atlanta.
Ooh, I like Atlanta. Let me double check.
We both like Atlanta. We both like the Bears. We already have it. We both like the Raiders. We both like the Jags. We already have it. We both like the Seahawks. We both like the Cincy and Packers. We already have those. And then, or we go Chiefs. You know, one of the Christmas Day games.
Yeah, I don't know. Those the Thursday.
Let's go Atlanta.
Yeah,
it's Monday night. You know what that game is going to be. I mean, I you know what? Swap me out the Falcons on the money line for my official.
Oh, wow.
I'm playing the Titans too, but give me the Falcons plus 350.
Love it. Yeah, I think they're more live than the Titans.
Of course you do. There is a real serious round robin that's gonna happen for me.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's see here. Like Chiefs on the money line, Washington on the money line, Falcons on the money line.
Oh,
I'm gonna fire up Kelsey Ryan.
Options.
I'm gonna be eating some combos here.
Well, so Falcons, Chiefs, Jets.
No,
3 games on a Sunday.
No,
3 games on a Sunday.
Okay,
341 to 1.
That's crazy. Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in as always. Merry Christmas. We won't be talking to you until after Christmas. We will be doing our VSiN show over at VSiN.com, 10 Pacific. You can listen to that on SiriusXM channel 158 or YouTube TV or VSiN.com, the VSiN Watch app. Hope to hear from you guys over there. Appreciate everyone. Great year, closing it out strong. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. We'll be talking to you guys in a few days. Appreciate everyone. Smash that subscribe button. Telling a buddy, telling a friend, a family member. Get them hooked on the Sports Gambling Podcast. Answering all your questions and comments over on Spotify. While you're there, toss us 5 stars. We're up to almost 2,000 5-star ratings. So appreciate you guys. And of course, as always,
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
Oh, Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money. Greenies, Ryan.
Merry Christmas.
Kramer. Let it ride.
Oh Lord, please help me cover the spread. I bet my last time and I'm waiting with dread. Oh Lord, please help me cover the spread. I bet the money line on my parlay card. The odds are fine, they made a first down. My team is trying to go downtown. Oh Lord, please help me cover the spread. My bookie has chased me around the block. Bill collectors are calling me round the clock. I gamble all night, my eyes are red. The dice are all right, and I got poker in my head. Oh Lord, please help me cover the spread. The time is running down, let's make a first down. I need some luck to make a buck. Oh Lord, we're a point behind, let's come from behind. Let's go ahead and give me a touchdown. Oh Lord, please help me cover the spread. It's 4th down, the goal line is just ahead. They scored a touchdown and covered the spread. They scored a touchdown and covered the spread. Oh Lord, thank you so much, my rent is paid. Oh Lord, I love you so much, we covered the point spread. We covered the point spread. We covered the point spread. We covered the point spread.